Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to a stream format that has become a staple for me, a little something I like to call Shuffle Saturday. If you haven't witnessed this before, I have my game collection loaded into a website called the Backloggery that is hidden behind Elmo here, is enabled lovely. Let's get rid of him for the moment. That includes this neat little feature called the Cookie of Fortune that'll suggest a game out of your collection for you to play. Using that feature, I will pull a random game from most of the games I have and have the technical setups to stream, currently around 1,600 different games. I'll then play that game for the next half hour unless I decide to veto it or someone in chat hits me with an exclamation mark veto, in which case I'll burn one of those vetoes you see at the bottom of the screen. I'll pull a different one. We'll play that for the next 30 minutes instead. And as you can see, I only have 2 vetoes for the entire night, whereas you all have twice as many. That being said, I will automatically throw out any game I can't stream, either due to technical issues specific to the game. I'm weeding these out over time, but particularly some older PC games I've got just do not play nice with OBS or make it really hard to like maintain my stream setup, whatever. Or, the download size is like 200 gigabytes, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes and just chatter on a blank screen while the thing downloads. That sounds boring as hell. Or because it would get me banned. An example of the game world is Honey Pop or something, because, hey, I got that in my Steam library. I am immune from shame for the most part. You can also use the veto command mid-game to stop it immediately, or use exclamation mark encore towards the end of the 30 minutes. I do give a, 2 to 3 minute warning to let me know, you know what, let's see a little more of this. 15 more minutes, if you please. That'll burn a veto as well. There are also some channel point rewards you can spend to affect things as well, including the ability to outright choose the next game. I also have to give a continuing, shout out to my friend Rapukin. Thanks to his generosity and the magic of Steam Share, I've added around 200 additional games to the randomizer, most of which are games I've never heard of, I've never played, so it just adds to the chaos. It's a good time, and it dilutes the chance of Game Boy winning, because if you've watched Shuffle Saturday before, you know Game Boy always wins. Dread it, run from it. Game Boy will arrive all the same. I need to play some more Fire Emblem. I'm almost at the end of the ROM hack I'm on for sure. But all in good time. All in good time. What's up, Steam? Hello, everybody else. Just gonna give a little more time if anyone wants to get in on that prediction that's counting down. And hey, Fire Emblem could well come up. It exists within the randomizer. Might be a little weird to play Fire Emblem for only a half an hour, but I'd do it. It is what RNG demands of me. Alright, without further ado, looks like up first for me is gonna be... Oh no, this is the board game, isn't it? It's always Fire Emblem. Thank you to the Brave Better. You were the only one who took me up on it, so I'm just gonna refund. Mary-Kate and Ashley Crush Course for the Game Boy Color is up first. So I will start setting that up. If you'd rather we do something different, just let me know. I think I managed to beat this game last time it came up. I don't know. I unironically own so many Mary-Kate and Ashley games that I am unsure if this is the correct one that I'm thinking of. It's true. RNG giveth, RNG taketh away. 100%. This is what these streams exist to remind me of. That and just Fire Emblem as a whole. Ugh. I had a hugely productive day before sitting down to do this silly thing. As I stall for time as I try and find the cart. Just wanted to get everything done before I start. Ah, there we go. There it is. There it is. Okay. To here. As I get the Game Boy capture looking halfway decent. Won't look amazing because it's still Game Boy. Okay, there we go. 30 minutes on the clock, let's play some Mary-Kate and Ashley Crush Course. Real games for real girls. AOL Online keyword. For all the AOL subscribers out there. Are they even still a thing? I'm not sure. Okay, Oh no, am I having... Okay. I thought for a second I've been having some issues with, like... Never mind. Never mind. Technical thing was just paranoid. Obviously, gotta start the game. Now, will it remember me from last time? I don't remember. Maybe not. Whatever. Will obviously be, this one. And my color will be purple. 0 games, 0 hearts, 0 boys. 0 heart rate, we are currently dead. And boy rate is 0. These are rookie numbers. We gotta get these numbers up. Should probably have a couple CPU players. And let's begin. Hopefully I can unlock the mall. I'm gonna try and just blast through school in the park to see if we can get the mall, because I don't think we saw that. Gonna turn laps down to 2. School. Player 1 up. And yes, it's literally just a Mary Kate and Ashley board game. With weird, bad little minigames along the way, like Love Test. Crush minigame. The object of this minigame is to try and guess which cutie has a crush on you. Well, I don't know, out of these fine lads, I think we have to go with the strong chins of James, Corey, or Dan. Hopefully Dan. I was wrong. Dan broke my heart. Curse you, Dan. How could you have done this to us? That one, as far as I know, is just pure RNG. I think. I don't even remember. It's like... I think when you set the minigame high score, then it becomes like a trap for you. And then you steal... score from other people if they land on it? I don't know. I, like, pushed this game out of my brain with alcohol after last time, so I do not remember clearly. I'm sure it'll come back to me in a horrifying detail, though. Save. You know, that's what the clock means. Means you're safe. You know, not the horrible, inexorable passage of time. Not the Sunday scaries as you have to go back to your job or school of whatever thing that you must go to and you have no choice in. No, just being safe. That is what the clock means to everyone, right? Right? I haven't been streaming this, but I have been playing a fair amount of the Advance Wars reboot, and that I finally got my first new, my first paycheck from the new job. And man, it is just like stepping back into it. I mean, I'm completely slaughtering the first game's campaign. I picked the game up yesterday, and I've already almost finished the first game's campaign, but I mean, it's pretty easy. You just use Max and, like, your direct combat units just shred everything before you. And then occasionally you have to use Andy or Sammy, and I get sad. I mean, Sammy's alright. She's better in the second game, where she has Victory March, but... I don't know, briefly I, like, streamed the originals. It was a long time ago. You know, back when they were like, oh yeah, this is totally gonna come out on time. And I was like, well, damn, I should play the OGs as, like, a tribute. And by OGs, I mean 2, Black Hole Rising, because that's the good one. The first one's, you know, like, fine. But 2, you just get the additional... You get more commanding officers, you get more unit... I'm sorry, I should be clear. You get more unit. Oh, where am I warping to? I guess I don't get to see. Okay, I think that's slightly ahead of where it was. Yeah, that's not bad. That's fine. But mostly the addition of superpowers and then more options for COs. I spent so much time on that game as a kid. My little brother, one of my cousins, and I would spend hours and hours and hours just passing the Game Boy Advance SP back and forth doing versus battles. I was always a fan of either Nell or Eagle, as I recall, occasionally Colin or Lash. I don't know, there were a lot of characters I liked. Oh, minigame. What do we got? Locker treasure. There are plenty of treasures about in the locker room. Collect all the items by moving over them. Press the A button to jump. Okay. Oh boy, floaty bad platforming, my favorite. Thank you, Mary Kate and Ashley. And then I died to fall damage. Oh! I thought there was gonna be, like, more things down there. Well, I set the high score of 1. I mean, I dog on this game, but, like, it's a functional board game on the Game Boy Color. You know. I don't know, I could have seen me as a young lad playing this with friends, passing it back and forth for just, like, a laugh. I mean, realistically, we would have been too, like, ugh, gay to play it way back in the day, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being overly charitable to my past self. I think I would have been like, but just, it'd be funny, guys. It'd be funny. Ah, right. So it wasn't... Oh, I gained a heart just by smashing A. A valuable life lesson. Always grab the first boy you see, so you don't end up dying alone. Thank you, Mary Kate and Ashley, for reminding me of this universal truth. Very important life lesson. So I think we got Zach. Which I have no strong feelings about one way or the other. It's gonna be awkward if Zach or Missy are tuning in, where I'm like, I got Zach as my crush. They're gonna be like, excuse me? They usually come in later, though. I'll have to remember to tell them. Oh, yeah. I will be mentioning this multiple times, but I want to make sure I tell everyone. Pokeboomers is starting up soon, the Nuzlocke series that I do with a couple of friends. We are doing a Pokemon Showdown tournament for that tomorrow on Hugh's channel. We were doing that in Gen 5 as like kind of a farewell to that. And there are prizes up at stake, including the ability to name our starters, which we can only veto for terms of service reasons. So, pretty fair game. We only have a few entries so far, but if you're interested, that link is in those details are in the Discord. Science mess. Oh no! Someone has left all the items in the science room in a mess. It is your job to collect as many of them as you can before the timer runs down. I mean, I've played worse collectathon games, which is to say most of them. I don't know, I've never had the, like, completionist urge with most games I play. So games like that where it's like, oh, you can collect all the things. You know, your Ubisoft open worlds, your early 3D platformers. I'm like, okay, but how many of them do I, like, need to finish the game, though? Because that's just not how I'm wired as a gamer. 90% of the time, I'm perfectly content just seeing, like, just get to the credits, see what things are like after you beat the final level, beat the final boss, whatever, get your ending for the dating sim. And, you know, if I really like a game, I'll go back and, you know, experience another route, see what post-game's got to offer. But most of the time I beat a game and I'm like, I'm good. Scooter race. Today, there's a special scooter obstacle race course in the gym, and your job is to complete the fastest route and get to the finish line in the least amount of time. The high score is 50. Oh dear God. I apologize for the sound. I promise it is not any better on my end. Oh no. I want to beat this quickly so we can be free. Please, Mary Kate and Ashley, release me from this hell. My ears, my fucking ears. Ah! Fun fact, this game was used as a torture device in the Afghanistan invasion. Okay, thank God. I even got the high score. You know, I like going back to these Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, because every once in a while you can find something really ambitious where it's like, damn, They actually pulled that off with like the hardware limitations. And you know, particularly with the sound chip, you know, I grew up doing 16-bit stuff, playing the Super Nintendo before moving on to the N64 and PS1. I appreciate some good, like, older school video game music, but sometimes they're like, well, this is gonna sound like shit anyway, so let's not try. And on the one hand, like, I get it, but on the other hand, you could have tried. Anyway, guess the crush. I think Zach was good last. Yes. We are continuing to romance the Zach. Ruined for me, but to me, oh yeah. If you were a completionist in Persona, I could see that driving you mad. Yeah, I've never had that particular urge. I mean, I have nothing but respect to people who can, like, go through and complete everything, like, that content guy, Gerard. Like, how he, just, his whole thing is just completing games. I'm like, that would make me hate video gaming. But, you know, it's the mastery. Also, hey, Nate, how goes? Table maze. What a confusing maze of tables. You have to find your way through to the exit in the fastest time possible to get the highest score. True. I've done it a couple times, and it gives me, like, such a warm, fuzzy feeling. Probably the first one where I did that for was, I think Final Fantasy Tactics was probably the first game I 100% completed. Oh, it actually might have been Super Mario RPG. Those were two of, like, my childhood obsessions for gaming, for sure. So it was probably one of those. Also, like, am I not capable of just, like, climbing over the tables? Wait, did I just go in a circle? How am I supposed to know where to go? Apparently not where I went. Maybe up here. Okay. Hey, that is perfectly fine, Nate. Just let my rambling fill your ears. Take it easy. It's the weekend, after all. Appreciate you being here. Okay, player 2 stole a heart from me because I couldn't beat her time on the maze because the directions were unclear, you know. Oh! But I still got first place. Nice. And yeah, I always welcome a lurk, you know. I totally get, you know. Ooh. She went for James. Okay. Login. Oh, I would have had to use that code that was at the... Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to be a new player then. Yeah, because we didn't keep our games, hearts, or boys. Alas. I wonder how many players it lets me add. Oh, only 3. Okay, the park then. But anyway, I always welcome a lurk. Because certainly when I watch people, I'm not always, like, you know, wanting to chat super often. You know, particularly if it's, Actually, it's kind of like both ways. Because if you chat in, like, a big streamer's stream, then you're just kind of, like, lost in the shuffle. Didn't even try for that. And, you know, if it's somebody a little smaller, you know, like, say, me, you know, whoever it is streaming is probably gonna, like, respond to you, and you might not be quite, like, up for that. Some might call that, you know, a truly terrifying level of introspectiveness, or introversion, but, I just call it my life. Oh, Richie, what's wrong with your face? What is wrong with your face, Richie? Let's go for Wes. Yes! Wes will lead us to glory. So I get it. Also, I'm not under any illusions that, like, anybody just watches any of my streams is, like, the only thing they're doing. Because that's not how content works. I think anyone who believes otherwise is naive, at best. I don't know, I've talked about this a few times, like, part of the reason I don't put my stupid, awful face up, is so you can just, like, you can get kind of a maximized effect if I'm, like, voice acting or something. There isn't my gross, hairy face in the corner, like, distracting you from, like, oh, this is the voice of, Hector from Fire Emblem or whatever that is going on right now. Anyway, Mary-Kate and Ashley. You know, I don't have quite as many of these as I have Barbie games, and I don't think any Mary-Kate and Ashley game can ever measure up to Secret Agent Barbie Royal Jewels Mission, but I think it's kind of impressive how many games Mary-Kate and Ashley got out there. Like, I watched a very good video essay, I think like a couple months ago, about why are video games made for girls bad, and it went beyond, you may well have rolled your eyes when you heard the title, which is fair. I did too, but I was like, you know what? I just need a video to put on as I like slowly drift off. But then the guy made a lot of really salient points. Talked about like how market research and like how executives kind of misunderstood the market and like what people wanted to see. But also, yeah. Immediately lost my train of thought, but that was, I don't know. Video essays, if they provoke some thought in me, I admire them, because I don't know that I could ever do that kind of long but also edited style of content. The channel was Moon Channel on YouTube, if anyone is interested in looking that up. He's also done a lot of really good breakdowns on, the guy is a lawyer for his day job. So he's done some videos on, like, Nintendo's enforcement of copyright, because that's kind of been a big thing in the gaming space lately. Also specifically about, like, the YouTuber Point Crow, who commissioned, like, I think it was a multiplayer Breath of the Wild mod, and then Nintendo went after him hard for the videos that came out of that. And the lawyer kind of being like, look, this is how Nintendo's got to look at it in terms of protecting their IP. And he also put out a really good video of, like, why doesn't Sega react like this with their intellectual property and, like, copyright and all that? Because Sega's very much like, yeah, whatever. Haha, free publicity. But, this guy having some legal expertise, he broke down a little more, like, this is how they might be looking at these things differently with, like, different corporate objectives and all that. I don't know, I'm a finance nerd. I found that fascinating. Well, yeah, it's just been getting a lot of attention, Nate. Yes, another Mary-Kate and Ashley game. This one I've actually played before. It's the board game one. Welcome. Okay, oh no, I went for Richie. No, I went for Richie by mashing A. No, that's not the boy we wanted. At least that's not the boy I wanted. Curses. Terrible. Awful. Depression-inducing. How will I ever recover? Also, all of us are converging on the same heart. Love test space. Like, I feel like I could make a drinking game out of this game somehow. No, I'm gonna stop thinking about that, because I don't want to do it. But, every once in a blue moon, I will do, like, well, I guess I've only done one, haven't I? Huh. Yeah, but I have done a drinking stream before. It was a glorious disaster. I may do one again one of these days. I mean, sometimes some streams I will have a little beverage next to me that I'm sipping and that's not water, but... not with the, the Harvester stream where I was like, hey, donate $5 or give a gift sub and I will do a shot. And rapidly that spun out of control as my real life friends were like, okay, Vim. But big ups to them. It was my fault for setting things so low. Maybe we've set the high score. So I must... Oh, did I warp ahead? Yeah, I think I did warp ahead. Nice. Okay, this time I will pick the correct cutie. Not Richie, we go for Wes. Yes! Wes. Also, something I find myself thinking about sometimes with some of these games on Shuffle Saturdays, like, how would you speedrun this? Like, I wonder, there is the option to turn off minigames, so I suppose it would just be like, just the boy, the love checker. You could set it so it was only you, no CPUs, no minigames, and just get through everything as fast as possible. I suppose you'd have to, like, optimize your password inputs, otherwise it's not going to save your progress from board to board. Also setting things to, like, only one lap. And even then, I feel like it'd still come down to RNG, because you have to get good rolls. And, you know, if you get a bad warp, then your run's just destroyed. I'm probably making some speedrunner out there salivate, and they don't know why. Hedge maze. Try to find your way through the maze of hedges to the fountain in the middle of the park in the best time. Avoid hitting the walls and dead ends, as they will take time away. The high score is 50. Nope, that's wrong. No, that's wrong! Ah. I wish I could do a blind playthrough of the Danganronpa games for stream. Although, from what I've heard from, like, people who I follow who do content, either YouTube or Twitch, it seems like if you stream Danganronpa games, it seems like people just arrive in droves to, like, spoil the hell out of the game for you, which is disappointing to me, because those games are good. They deserve to be experienced blind, if that's how you want to go about them. I just went in a circle. Alright, nice. I think that's the high score? Yes! I have set the highest score. Fear my maze prowess. Actually, there's no reason to do that. I have a negative sense of direction. If I had a better sense of, like, how to do, like, IRL streams, I've kind of had half a mind a time or two to, like, you know, just to fix a GoPro or something and just, like, deliberately get myself lost somewhere and, like, try to navigate, but that also seems, like, super sketchy. I don't know, it's a stray thought I had once where I was like, that could be interesting. But I don't know. I feel like my style of, like, delivery and rambling would have to be very different, because I would not be as familiar, or not as comfortable, like, talking to myself in public as I do when I'm just, like this, you know? Butterflies. The hedges and fountains are surrounded with pretty butterflies. Collect as many of them as you can before the timer runs down. Now remember these butterflies being absolute mofos, so I'll see how I can do. Okay, this isn't so bad. Run if you must, little butterflies. You shall go into my pocket all the same, and you're getting pinned to a board, where you'll slowly die there. Resistance is futile. I'm not sure why I've gone for this voice, but I have. I shall depopulate the butterfly population of the park, and then... Actually, what do butterflies do for the environment? I have no idea. Pollinate? Anyway, I got the high score. I should also mention, I mentioned Pokeboomers earlier. Tuesday is going to be Fire Emblem, as per usual. I'm going to try really hard to not cancel a stream this week. I've been really bad about that, and I apologize. But Wednesday, The sequel to Fuga Melodies of Steel is coming out, and I am so sad that I won't be able to take the whole day off work and just play that for like 8 hours, because I absolutely would. But right when I get off work, like as soon as I can, once I cram food down my throat, I'll be playing that game for basically until I want to go pass out. That is the sequel to the furry child soldiers in a tank experience the horrors of war game I played like a while back. Oh, they are pollinators. Didn't know how I butchered that word. You can just blame autocorrect. Yeah, the furry tanks. It's got mostly the same characters, although I am concerned, because Best Girl Sheena doesn't look like she's on our team at first, because it seems like the squad from the first game gets split up. Like, half of them get kidnapped by another tank, and then you have to go rescue them in the tank that I think was the final boss in the first game, or something like that. Which is an interesting premise, and it seems like they're also going to be like a morality system where you can be like kind and compassionate, just be focused on getting the job done. Guess which option I'm going to take? We have to be efficient. We must crush our enemies. Hear the lamentations as they are driven before us. The jewels of the earth await our sandaled tread. Basically, I want to know if I can become the War Crimes this game, because I was only slightly the War Crimes last game. But with only 2 minutes left on this game, will Mary-Kate and Ashley have time to become the War Crimes? Probably not. I can't tell if that was the best segue I've ever done, or the worst. Maybe both. Dang, we won't even see the conclusion of this board. Ah, well. After all, this is a game I've played before. There are so many games out of this 1600 that have never come up. So I always get, like, honestly a little annoyed whenever a game that has come up for, like, even, like, 2 or 3 times. Unless it's a game I really personally adore, I'm like, God damn it, let me show more weird shit that I've got in here. Or, you know, we could just get, like, that wizardry game that's 90% in Japanese again, so I can, you know, invent more stories about denying insurance coverage. Those are a good time. That's maybe not a bad idea for, like, an April Fool's Shuffle stream. Only my cursed ROM hacks. Nothing else. I don't know how I'd make that work on the technical side. No, fuck, I know exactly how I'd make that work. Oh no, I'm gonna be doing this at some point, aren't I? There are plenty of fish in the pond. When you see air bubbles or fish, move your cursor over them to try and catch them and score points. My score is 9. These controls are weirdly floaty. Well, it's probably better than, like, an actual fishing minigame would be. I can kind of, like, Tokyo drift my cursor. So I can just always keep up momentum. And, you know, catch fish with... Yeah, Jesus, the AI got the high score of 12. I got 32. Much better. Speaking of much better, this is Shuffle Saturday, where we play a different game every 30 minutes, so that was a little... Mary-Kate and Ashley, I already forgot the name of the game, what was it? Crash Course! But we are moving on to something else. If you just came in during this and you haven't seen this before, I've got around 1,600 different games loaded into this fortune cookie randomizer. I'm going to hit the button, and whatever comes up, we're going to play for the next half an hour, unless you let me know that you'd rather see something else with an exclamation mark, veto. Or it's something I can't stream for whatever reason or other. Next up will be Welcome HD. You just missed Mary-Kate and Ashley. Next up will be... Oh, no. I don't like desktop dungeons. So I'm going to veto that. So instead of desktop dungeons for Steam, We will be playing Bummer. Yeah. It's a game I got as a gift because I, like, played the beta of it, and I was like, oh, this is fascinating. And then I played the full version, and I was like, oh, they made it worse. It's probably an uncommon take, but anyway. Instead of... Why did I only just now get... See, this is why, like... I need to have a talk with... Well, basically have a talk with, like, Hugh and Avalen, because I feel like I need to make a Discord server that only exists to ping people, no other channels. It's just going to be ping when I go live. Because Twitch does stuff like that, where it only shows you that I'm live, like, 40 minutes in. Damn it, Bezos. Okay, rant over. Instead of Desktop Dungeons, we'll be playing... Ooh, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance for the Game Boy Advance. This is not one of the Castlevania games I have played. I, in fact, have very little experience with Castlevania in general. I've played a little bit of Symphony of the Night, and that's been about it, so... I don't know. I think I got scared off by, like, their focus on, you know, navigating and, you know, having to have the ability to tell directions. But I know it's a big-time series, and it's beloved by fans, so... I will get that booted up in just a few moments here. If you want to get a veto in, please to do it fast. Alrighty, let's flip over to same screen over here. This should just work. Why is it not just working? I need to do a slight fix. Okay, there we go. We'll have sound in a minute. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's play some Castlevania. Harmony of Dissonance. Okay, I was like, can I not change my name? Guess you gotta start a game first. I will say, though, I did watch the Netflix series and loved the hell out of it. Which is part of the reason why I picked up, oh, what is it, Bloodstained? Bloodstained. And I was like, you know, maybe I can get into Metroidvanias. My self-promotion to have the ping timed at 6 p.m. I thought it was just 10 minutes late. Damn! Huh. I don't know. Anyway, my name is Vimper. 50 years have passed since Simon Belmont vanquished the curse of Dracula. Fate has dictated that just Belmont, blood descendant of the Belmont family, hunt for the relics of Dracula. One day, Just's best friend, Maxim, who had set out on a training expedition 2 years earlier, returned unexpectedly, his body covered with wounds. He informs Just that Lydia, a childhood friend whom they both deeply care about, has been kidnapped. Maxim has completely lost his memory of his time training away from home, and only has vague images of the kidnapping. Ignoring his bodily injuries, Maxim leads Just to the place where he believes Lydia is being held captive. Hey, Straw Hat, just playing random games every 30 minutes. What about you? How's your Saturday? Passing through a thick fog, the two men happen upon a castle undocumented on any map. Could this be the fabled Dracula's castle? Standing solemnly in the night, this forbidding castle welcomes its unexpected guests as the moonlight shines upon it. You love his outfit? Okay. I don't really know the Belmonts that well. I just know my boy, Trevor from, Whoa! You looking Sephiroth as fuck, Just. I like it. New belt for the mower. I sympathize. My weed whacker is borderline about to give out on me. I had to do, like, lawn care for an hour today because that thing is such a piece of crap. 3K until we can force choose classic while hardcore. We can walk for 30 minutes. Thrilling! Since Just is the main character, he'll just... I haven't heard of Conqueror's Blade, though, Straw Hat. What's that game about? So you truly believe that Lydia was brought to this castle? Oh, you look trustworthy, Maxim. My memory fails me, but this seems through the place. Don't you believe me? I know better than anyone that you are not the type to lie. This guy is absolutely betraying me. Like, 2 minutes into the game, he's going to be like, actually, I work for Dracula. I've always hated you, Just. Ah! Are you alright? I'm fine. It's Lydia you should be concerned about, not me. Go on ahead. I'll be right behind you. You have my word. Okay, then. I'll see you inside. Ooh. What? You don't trust your best friend? Maybe I shouldn't answer that question. It's medieval warfare where you siege or defend the castle and have units of soldiers. Okay, that sounds kind of neat. What is this, Not Metal Gear. What's the series where you get in tanks and it's like a side-scroller and it was arcadey? Oh! Okay, never mind. Ow. Metal Slug, yes. Holding down the whip button. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Maybe I just gotta run here. I don't seem to be doing any damage. Take that, idiot! Ooh, yeah! That's neat. Feels like it's gonna leave me vulnerable, but yeah, I'm gonna use that a lot, I think. Entrance. Oh, I do have a dash. Nice. Oh, and a back dash. Okay, good. A little tricky to do on the... Oh, I see. It's forward and... Oh, wait. Is it just... Never mind, I'm a moron. R is dash, L is back dash. Great. Always gotta whip the candles. I do know that much. The Wiggle Whip. Digging the soundtrack. Digging the soundtrack. Can I go in the door? Perhaps not. Something about the classic Castlevania whip, though. Ooh, how do I use... Okay, that's my map. Secret info? Curses. Let's see, how would I use the... How do I use nip? Oh, up and whip. Thank you, Nate. Oh, how do I stop? Oh, okay. Whip the candles. I learned that from Bloodstained. I know that game is basically Castlevania, but... Demon Girl? Well, wait, she is not a demon. But she, like, uses the powers of demons or is half demon or something. I forget the lore. Alright, we may be just Belmont, but we're able to take on... You know, his name is silly to me. Shrine of the Apostates. Knife? Not knife. Okay, I guess I must need to come at that from the other angle. And now we quickly see why I don't play these kinds of games, because I have to navigate. Seems weird that they'd already have me backtracking. Did I overlook something? Like, maybe I can drop down here? Nope. Maybe it has to be down and jump. Aha! Ooh, the bibble. How was the bibble? Yeah, right! It's like Vampire Survivors. Like Max Up. We love that for me. At least I do. The power of Christ cannot knock down that wall. Oh well. I'll totally take a free heart container, so to speak. No. I want Bibble. Brand new sentence for me. Oh! Oh, I thought that was a door. Oh, leather boots. I suppose I need to equip that, eh? Yes. I get a little more defense. Save Empire survivors 3 times the box and Zed will appear. I feel like I'm a bit to blame for that, because I'm pretty sure... I think I introduced them to Vampire Survivors. I refuse to apologize. That game rocks. I honestly need to... What is Fist? Yeah! Okay, I don't want any other sub-weapon. This is way better than anything else I'm ever going to find. Obtain Soul Orb. Vastus Das. That is not an item, apparently. Relic. Allows user to recognize how much damage an enemy has received. That seems good. Well, HD, you were correct. Iga's a JoJo fan. Isn't the Fist more a Fist of the North Star kind of thing than JoJo? Or did JoJo do that, like, aura thing as well? I don't know. I don't really know JoJo, because I watched the first, like, I think 6 or 7 episodes, and I was like, I'm not into this. I don't hate it, it's just not my thing. Is there anything, It looks like I might be able to get up if I go a few screens over. There are multiple references to JoJo. Okay. Fair enough. Give me that armor. See? I heard that about Doctor Who like 800,000 times, and no matter which Doctor I watched, I was like, I still hate this. But to each their own. To each their own. It did in fact work. Well, I could probably use my dash to close the... Oh, that becomes... Okay, it's direction and context sensitive. Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard they're all different, and then, like, I know vaguely kind of what they become in terms of, like, stands and all that, but... I don't know. Somehow it just... It doesn't do it for me. I can't quite explain why. Oop. Got him. Hey, Max. Oh, how do you mean the story style is different? That sounds interesting. Because I think it was mostly just the story that was, like, not doing it for me in the episodes I watched. Because it was like, okay, this Dio guy is cool, but I don't care about, like, anyone else. I mean, maybe that's just me being a villain enjoyer, but who can say? I mean, I like the bad guys. I like them bad boys. What can I say? Let's see. Ah, dodged. Seems kind of... No. We only want the aura. Well, actually, I should probably try this at least. Okay, that probably seems more useful, but I prefer the punchy. I prefer the punch. Hello, ominous D20 that's pulsating. Are you evil? Are you evil? Oh, you're a save room. Okay. That... Alright, I'm just gonna not comment on that. Second season reminds of Indiana Jones. Wait, season 1 is vampire hunting? I don't remember that at all. Then again, it's been a number of years since I tried watching it. Maybe I actually didn't start in season 1. It was like, Something about them being, like, football rivals after being adopted by, like, JoJo Man's family. I don't remember his name. I was only there for Dio, and eventually that wasn't enough. You know, like Jack Final Fantasy or Sans Undertale, JoJo Man. Dracula and his ominous-ass sabers, right? Weird high school slice of life, but with weird JoJo powers. That... I definitely didn't mean to use that, but that sounds kind of interesting. Just because I'm sure they'd make it, like, a lot weirder than you'd expect just from hearing that premise. Damn. Also, will I find some kind of Resident Evil merchant to use all this money at? Or I just become the richest man in insert country here, with nowhere to spend it? Italian Mafia Prison Break. Damn, they really go all over the place, huh? Ah, the Skelebones! Great use of that power when he was almost dead. Oh, let me do the... Yeah, whip him good. Halt, the color of your soul. You must be a Belmont. That is correct. This overwhelming power. Death? Indeed. Which means this is, in fact, Dracula's castle. That might be true, though the power that is here is not my lord's. What do you mean? I must go now. We shall meet again, son of Belmont. Ah, he got away. Isn't Death, like, usually the boss right before the final boss? You probably wouldn't want to tangle with him anyway, just... If we're gonna be honest here. Oh, castle map. Oh, thank God. That's so helpful. I figured I would have to completely fill in the map as I went. That is a big weight off my mind. So I've been checking what these potions do. Is it just healing? Oops. Yep, restore some HP. Fair enough. Alrighty, just a nice little trip down here with some optional goodies. Okay, I like the spinny chain move, but the damage is just not good. I mean, maybe that gets better when you get to higher levels, but for now it doesn't seem that practical as far as actually using it to fight enemies, unfortunately. Because, I mean, it does look stylish as hell, but just doesn't quite seem up to the task. Unless, I don't know, there's probably a way to make it work. I went in a circle. I don't know what I'm doing with these games. I'm just bumbling about. Don't mind me. Just a silly thing you can do. Okay, that's valid. This looks like a giant room. Is this going to be a boss fight? Oh, wait, I should probably get that. Can I push it? I can. I assume I'll need this later in the room. It does have its situational uses. I'm sure, like, probably helps you to, like, break walls that your normal, like, just extendo whip slash does not quite hit. Also, I should heal. Max HP 69! I'll stop talking forever. Y'all know that's a lie. I'm incapable of shutting the fuck up, unless I am actively talking to other human beings in a Discord call or in person. I like these spear guys. They're predictable and fairly easy to kill. And sometimes they drop nice things. Just what I want in an early game enemy. Hello. Ice book. And heart container. Can I do, like, spells? Ooh, when combined with a sub-weapon, user can cast many ice spells. Do I get ice punches? Oh! Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, combining spells with, like, sub-weapons, that's pretty cool. Kinda makes me want to immediately run out and get every other sub-weapon to see what it becomes with the spell books. Item spell combos, yeah. It's neat. And, like, usually aren't the Belmonts a little more just about, like, the raw, like, weapon usage side of vampire hunting? From the tiny bit I understand about the game. I mean, he does have a little bit of that, oh my god, the fabulous half-vampire boy. Why can't I remember his name? Egavenas kind of break that tradition. Well, good on them. The God, protagonist of Symphony of the Night. Why is my brain locking up on me? It's not Richter. It's not... I'm gonna feel so stupid when I think of it. Oh my god. Someone please help me. This is going to bother me for like a year if I don't. One guy who's... Alucard! Yes! Thank you. Oh my god, why couldn't I think of Alucard? He does have a little of that Alucard, like the little, like, trail behind him as he runs. So I don't know, maybe he's a little more in that tradition of, like, you know... I totally meant to do that. Well, After Effects. That looks like a very important door. Oh, okay. This is fine, probably. Shit. Okay. As first bosses go, this don't seem too bad. Though I'm definitely gonna miss my MP once I'm out of it. Oh, it recharges over time. Good. I was worried it was just gonna be like, I use it up and then it's gone sort of a deal. Gotta remember to use my dash and back dash. That's a thing I'm not used to thinking about. Got him. Nothing to it. What is my richly deserved reward? Spellbook? Seriously, what the hell did I pick up? Secret info? Okay, I apparently got a glowing orb that does nothing. Neat. Thank you, game. Very cool. Bit anticlimactic there, but alright. Oh, okay, it's just a heal. That makes sense. Also, I feel like that one space room way over on the left could be a save room, so I should probably grab that. Okay, so far this is kind... Keep getting tripped up when I go for, like, the whip spinny. The whip goes spinny. And then I just accidentally do a magic. It just somehow looked a little bit more important than that to me. I don't know. So you don't die immediately. If it comes up on the randomizer, I will. Is it not do I have to hit it? It just let me save last time. Ah! Had to hit up, of course. Okay, looks like there's a little more up here. But I know, these games, like, sometimes they're not the best at conveyance because... Okay, that's really good. Alas, I cannot morph ball. Because I remember, like, playing Bloodstained and then going into a door that looked just slightly different. And then the game was like, haha, surprise, you're now locked into a boss fight. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I barely know the controls. I'm going to die, aren't I? And the game's like, ah, yes! And then I asked about it on the Steam forums, and everyone was like, yeah, it's a boss door. How do you not know that? I'm like, because I haven't played this before. Bible magics do seem good. Leather gloves. Defense? Defense. Okay. Could use some... Could go for some strength boosting equipment. Because so far my defense seems like it's perfectly adequate. Use heads are annoying. Something about their arcs are just annoying enough to deal with. But they vex me. The red stone. Is that another relic? No. Item? No. Equipment? Oh, weapon? Oh, adds fire to... Sweet, okay. See, I figured, like, because it said whip, I thought I was going to, like, find a completely new whip. Rather than, like, just find, like, attachments to the whip. But, I mean, it makes sense, because, you know, the whole thing with the Belmonts is, like, they have... From what little bit I know about the series, they have, like, a whip that is, like, super blessed and whatever, and it's... the vampire killer. It is the whip that the Belmonts use. So it makes sense that you'd be powering it up that way. Stone you put on... Ah, okay. What will they think of next? Ah. Haven't you? Damn it. Was not quite quick enough on that backdash. Anyone who knows these games is probably going to be like, oh my god, this dude's so bad. Yes! I appreciate the little dudes burning to death after I hit them. That's nice. It's an... Oh! I'll take that. I probably need like a double jump or a jump upgrade or something to get up there, unless... I can... Nah, it's too far. Well, something for the future, then. Kind of you to say so. I don't know, I'm just bumbling about. I do feel like I'm vibing with this a little better than I did Bloodstained, because Bloodstained I feel like I was just continually on the verge of death and getting my ass kicked forever. And also getting lost because it's me. I can't air dash, can I? No, this ain't Smash. Fair enough. But I can't just continually dash. That's nice. Oh! Hello there! That down there might be a safe room. Or a save room, if I can get to it. As with only 3 minutes left, I'm not sure that I can realistically make more progress. Or maybe I can't get there at all, and I'm in completely the wrong place. And I'm in completely the wrong place. Great. Alright. Yeah, 100%. I feel like you know, the game would sort of tutorialize things a little bit, but with kind of like a, yeah, you know what's going on, and I'm like, no. The game's like, oh, you don't? Well, too bad, idiot. Oh, I will honor the Vita, or the Encore, sorry. I'll add another 15 minutes onto this. Alright. I'm still gonna find that save room in case I die. The Bibble Magics are good, so I think I want that over the Holy Water. I don't even remember picking up the Holy... Hello? The Fairy Journal. Yeah, don't like the space. Allows user to recognize the names of his enemies. Alright. I guess that's a neat little thing to find. The Wailing Way. So I guess the red doors mean you're transitioning to a new area. The big blue doors are boss doors. Have I seen any other types of doors? I don't think so. Also, I'm almost dead! Obtain Monster Tome. Nope, 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 nope. I am probably not strong enough to take... Well, you know what? Why don't I heal and see if I can push my luck a little bit against this thing? A large ghost, I'll say. Oh. I thought that was like a mini-boss or something. I must admit, I feel a little foolish. Now, you may say that those were some pretty cowardly tactics used to defeat the rock armor. And I say yes, but damn it worked. Nice little demon altar here. Oh my god! Have I ever... I don't think I've told the story on stream about the house with the pagan shrine that I jokingly talked about buying. No, I don't think I've told you guys about this. Backdashing like a pro. That felt pretty good to me. That felt satisfying. But anyway, before I bought my current place, I was looking around at like houses up in North Dakota, my old stomping grounds, is like kind of a sort of control, like, okay, where is it where housing prices are like less insane than Denver? And I found this one house that had like, you could tell it was so 70s because the photos of the basement were like from floor to wall to ceiling. It was completely carpeted in like brown, red, orange, not quite shag, but like pretty close to shag carpeting. And then there was a little like sort of a counter or something, so you could reasonably suspect, okay, it got a little basement bar. And then behind the little counter, like inset into the wall, was like a series of 2 raised platforms. Like you had a big block and then like a smaller block, like you'd set a trophy on it or something. And I sent it to my sister and I was like, sis, look at that basement. And first she was like, oh my god, Bim, that's hideous. And then she was like, oh, and look at that little pagan altar you could set up there. And so now that's the thing. Every time I talk to like anyone in my family, or particularly my sister, we always talk about like, yes, but where will we put the pagan altar? Oh. Wait, what's JB's? It's grown attached to this bracelet and always wears it. Can I... Is that an upgrade over anything else I'm using? Apparently not. But, like, it started out as just a complete meme, but, I've honestly thought about, like, you know, because I own the place I'm living, I have the power to just build my own little weird set-into-the-wall pagan altar thing and put whatever the hell I want up there. Like, I own a... Now, I hesitate to call it a cursed painting, but, like, I bought it from a former neighbor who I'd never seen around the neighborhood before, who was moving out. and he was selling this weird painting that looked like it kind of depicted like a sort of like Shiva type figure. You know, multi-armed, so, or no, Kali or Shiva? I get those confused, but anyway, you know, kind of a multi-armed, like, warrior sort of female deity sort of figure with, like, I don't know, a lot of weird, like, occult imagery around it, and I was like, whoa, this painting's kind of cool. Where did you get it? And he's like, I don't remember, man. I'll let you have it for $1. Seemed very eager to part with it. It still hangs up in my bedroom. I don't think I've been cursed. Curio cabinet that we call the witch cabinet. Crystals, bones, skulls, and dead butterflies and similar. Hell yeah! It is locked. Alas. See, I need something weird like that. Sounds cursed? Maybe, but like, I don't know. I think one of the coolest, like, archetypes in games is, like, the person who can use, like, cursed stuff, like, the main hero in Dragon Quest VIII, or the secret character you can get in Dragon Quest IV, or, you know, hey, this is your weekly reminder from twitch.tv/member to play the Dragon Quest games. So I don't know, maybe I just have enough good luck that it cancels out the curse. I also have, like, my niece is sweet, but she's kind of into, like, she likes to, or maybe she doesn't anymore, I don't know. Because she's like, just now becoming, like, a teenager. But for a while she was obsessed with, like, pretending she was a witch, and, like, you know, mixing together, like, dirt and twigs and stuff in, like, little bottles, and being like, these are my potions, Uncle Vim. And I'm like, yeah, what do they do? And she drew this one drawing that was, like, basically just a bunch of, like, weirdly detailed eyes. She's a very good artist for her age. I think she's gonna, like, go into art seriously. I hope she does. I'd get her, like, art supplies every birthday. And she's like, this is so it can watch you. I'm like, okay. My niece has possibly given me a cursed drawing. That one, I legit don't know where it's gone. That one I probably would have kept around, but I do not know where it is anymore. That might worry some people more than if you knew where it was. But I don't know. I like stuff like that. Because I've had some, like... I don't want to talk about it too much, but I've experienced some things that, like... You know, maybe some kind of, like, weird paranormal occult shit. Maybe there's something to all that in my life. Steph's still around watching you. You know, that just helps me feel less alone. You know, maybe those eyes are just misunderstood. Or, you know, maybe it influences all the times when I go all megalomaniacal, laughing evilly, and, like, you know, doing evil shit in video games. Who can say? Though it's weird. I'm, like, very selective about the weird mysticism shit I buy into. Like, my sister, like, I love her. I get along with my sister very well, but she keeps a big collection of just, like, crystals, and she, like, it owns a book that's, like, very serious about, you know, the effects each has, about, like, you know, this one helps to prevent cancer and stuff, where I'm like, I'm just like, nah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Which feels a little hypocritical, but I don't know. I just kind of gently dog her on it, because I don't buy it. But I don't really have a reason for that, I guess. And, you know, there could be a thing to, like, maybe that's a kind of magic that exists in our world. You know, the placebo effect. You believe something has an effect, and it has an effect. You know? Like, I had, like... I hesitate on calling it a totem, but it kind of was. Like, back in high school, I believed I had this thing that was, like, a very... I don't remember, it was some chuny shit, where I, like, thought it was, like, blessed or like particularly lucky or something, or like ward off misfortune. I kept it on me at literally like all hours of the day. And I like thought I lost it one time and I was devastated. Was convinced that like disaster was gonna befall me at any moment. And then of course it didn't. But I don't know. I think it was sort of comforting to have that thing around where it's like, yes, this item is protecting me. I don't know. We humans are funny, you know? And I've done my face reveal. I've proved I'm not an AI or something. So I can say that without we humans being too weird. Just a very awkward way of phrasing a thing. I've gone in a circle, haven't I? Absolutely have. Should look for that down. Magic is just unexplained science. If we understand how something works, it's science. If we don't, it's magic. I like that. You know, the whole, Oh, there's some kind of very famous quote about that. I forget where it's from, but like, science just being applied magic or something like that. Mana Prism, what is that? Oh, okay, restores some MP. So I can take some magic drugs when I'm in a boss fight to spam my cheap magic moves more. I like it. But, I don't know. In summary, I think there are some things in the world that you can't quite explain. Call it magic, call it something that science just can't explain yet. I don't know. Like, there was one time where I always feel like people are going to accuse me of lying when I bring up this story, but when I was about 17... No, not 17, I was like 15? Whatever. Sometime when I was a teenager, like, there was a period of like a couple years where I would just perfectly know, like, where a storm was gonna hit. Like, my dad legit relied on it once when we were on a family motorcycle trip. He, my little brother, and I, he was like, well, Vim, which way do you think we should go? Because it was literally just storm clouds all around us. We were in the middle of nowhere. We couldn't, like, realistically hunker down. I'm gonna die. And there were, like, I think 4 different, like, roads we could have gone down at different points. Like, 4 places where we could have turned off, and it was like, always, yeah, this one. Just instantly, it was like, this road is the one we want. And we barely, like, dodged around the storm the whole way. And the next time we stopped, we heard that it was just a giant, like, torrential downpour. Would have been miserable on a motorcycle. But I managed to lead us around it. There was another time when I was even younger, where I made a prediction just kind of out of nowhere. I don't even remember why I said it. It was at, like, some kind of family reunion, and it was like, it will start raining at 8:52 tonight. And everyone was like, haha, oh, little Vim. And then we were at somebody's lakeside resort. My uncle used to own one in Minnesota. And then it was like 8:52, and one of my aunts, I think, was like, oh, well, it's 8:52, Vim, where's all the rain? Instantly. Pouring rain. And, like, this is a memory from some years ago, so maybe this is just like, I don't know, me bullshitting myself about what happened, but I swear, out of nowhere, torrential downpour, everybody had to dash indoors. Nobody else has ever brought it up since, so I don't know, could be something that I made up. I remember plenty of things that I know aren't true, you know? Like, you remember a thing, but that can't possibly be the way that something's happened. I don't know if that makes any sense. Memory's fallible. Oh, that's an item? Oh, drumstick is an item. Neat. It does seem a little arbitrary what's like an item and what's a relic and whatnot, so I appreciate you saying so. The victory armor! Well, you're about to become the defeat armor! Ow! Ooh, I got some multi-hit action there. Why don't I do that again? Oh, I whipped at it and walked away? Which thing? This? I was absorbed in whatever bullshit I was talking about, and I literally don't remember. But with only 2 minutes left, will I find the thing? That little egg? Oh! So it was. Appreciate the correction. Looks like I should be able to get to a save room if I, like... Yeah, if I, like, go left a little and then... I go right and then down? I need to stop being so careless or I'm absolutely going to die. Delicious wall chicken. Oh, can't go... That's right. I can't get to where I was... Unless? Unless I can, like... No, I can't kick slide through there. And I need to go... No, I just need to go left. So maybe this is Dimension Direction Brain. Being like, I immediately forgot where I was 5 minutes ago, and I already saw that I couldn't advance any further. And this is going to be a complete waste of goddamn time. And yet I persist. I do love the backdash. It's a cool concept. Just one that I have a bad habit of forgetting that I have access to. Yeah, I got the little thing here, go up here. Up? I think so. That does not look like a save room. Oh, I can quick save. Okay, great. Well, this is a little look at, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Neat game. But this is Shuffle Saturday, where we play a different game every 30 minutes. Or if you take advantage of your Encore and Veto options, as Nate did. Let me mark that off before I forget. I'm going to run a prediction on what system will come up next and take a quick break, if you want to gamble your garlic coin, on what system will come up next. Could be anything, could be Castlevania again, could be Fire Emblem. I don't know until I push that button. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Let me set up the gamble. Alright, and then we'll see what game is up next for Shuffle Saturday. Hope you'll stick with me. Yeah, I appreciate you not wanting to burn me out on it, because I feel like once I got to the point where I'd have to, like, think critically about what abilities I just got and where I could backtrack to, I would absolutely get lost and probably get frustrated. So I appreciate your consideration. Anyway, I'll be right back. I almost forgot to unmute my mic. I return. Next up for us is going to be... No, I can't with Captain Noblein. Not again. Not again. I'm burning my second veto. So it's now up to you all. Instead of Captain Noblein for the Super Nintendo, that is the Insulin superhero game, if anyone remembers me playing that before, in all its cursed glory. Guess it would have been appropriate to what we were talking about, but instead of that, we will play... Hey, Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the SNES. Alright. Another powerhouse of the 16-bit era. Oh, isn't this the one that's supposed to be super hard? This is gonna kick my ass 8 ways to Sunday. I know it. Alright, I will start to get that fired up. If you'd rather we go for something else, let me know with a veto. Otherwise, I'll have that fired up in a couple minutes. Pain has arrived! Yes, indeed, Antihero. Welcome, welcome. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Okay, have a good walk with the dogs, Nate. I should still be here when you were... Well, yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts shouldn't be a whole lot of voice acting. The only way this game would KO me is if it was like a really intense visual novel to voice act. This screen is usually the best. Why is that not working? Ah! Okay, there we go. That's a little... We're getting a little bit of screen cut off. Hang on. There we go. Let me move the chat over so you guys are... Perfect! Alright. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's play some Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That feels a little loud in my ears. I'm going to turn the game down just a little bit. Just a little. Do you have an easy mode? Hey! I assume this is also my number of lives. I'm going to play this on Coward mode. Because I've never played these games before. And I am a little piss baby coward when it comes to platforming games. Okay? Okay. Stately Wayne Manor. Oh, knight who doesn't react to my embrace at all. You're my favorite. Thank you, princess. Nothing could ever interrupt this moment where I make no reaction whatsoever. Gadzooks! A thing has interrupted this moment. You can tell because of all the emotion on my face. Before we started in Dracula's castle, now I gotta fight my way to Dracula's castle. Ready, go! See, I think... Oh! That's a... Oh, wait. Oh! I can double jump. Oh, that's right. You get hit once you're naked. Oh, God. It's fine. Who needs clothes? Ah. Okay. Oh. 2 hits and death. 2 hits and death. Okay, 2 hits and death. Noted. Well, it's better than 1 hit and death, I guess. Can I just... Nope. Immediately was greedy and was punished for it. What? Okay, so chess can be bait. I'm learning so much, guys. It's fine. It's only game. No need to be mad. But will it be a bait a second time? No, that actually looks useful. Give. Hey, that ain't bad. Destroy the wolf. Kind of spammable, too. What is... Ooh! Better armor. Maybe. I like that they have a little arc on it, too. Handy. Cool. Shit. Okay, I need to find some more armor. Nope. I need to go up there, but I'm gonna get gangbanged if I do. No, it's the bastard man! Okay. Well, lovely. That was a complete waste of my time. That was not armor? It looked like my guy, though. Oh god. No, 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 no. Why didn't it throw things? Oh, can you only throw... Am I limited in the number of projectiles I can have on one screen at a time? That would make sense, given this era. The mark of a true hero. You let monsters run right by you. After all, I've got to be getting some sweet royal poontang. I ain't got time to fight every zombie in my path. Shit. Oh, I didn't want to go in here. Okay, it's fine. Ah! So 30 minutes on this game, huh? Well, so it goes. My objective for this segment will be beat the first level. Because that's the incredibly embarrassing level I'm operating on here. It's... Oh, the bow! Ooh! Okay. I kind of have to do a duck fire to get much done, but I'm into it. Because otherwise it has, like, a strong up arc. Ooh, yes. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the fire snake, so let me go up here. No. Okay. I don't understand. Oh! Weapon upgrade! Okay. So green armor gets me better weapon. I like that. I like that quite a lot. Well, I liked that quite a lot. But alas, and alack! Curse you, doggos! I do have this on beginner, right? I think this is also the infamous game where, when you beat it, it's like, oh yeah, that was a trick prepared by Satan. Beat the whole game again, idiot. Which we absolutely will not be seeing that screen. Are you seeing my current performance right now? But that's, like, the only thing I know about from this game. Aside from, I think I saw... Nope. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. This place is bad. This place is pain. No, mercy. I'm used to being able to adjust my jump arc mid-jump. The fact that I cannot is vexing. Vexing, yes. Doesn't quite rise to... Well... I don't know, somehow for me, vexing is below annoying. It's just like, it's a thing that's troublesome. But not like gonna ruin my life, or like... even cause a headache. It's just like, it's a thing I gotta just deal with. Which is not really how the... No, I got trapped here before. Not again. I'm just gonna skip all this shit. Speedrunner tactics. Some may call it coward tactics, and yes. Probably. I will get trapped here if I don't move. Thank you, slow down. Slow... Okay. Slow down kind of saved me there. Shit, this is why arrows can be kind of bad. Hard to hit things that are right in front of me. Oh god, kill it, kill it, kill it. Me when dog. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Nah. I just have a phobia of dogs. I don't have a hatred of them. Got greedy, got greedy, got greedy. That one was completely on me. Should have just turned and taken out the zombie rather than tried to run through. I am curious, though. When I inevitably game over here, I'm curious what it's like if I set it to off of beginner difficulty. How much faster would I die? Are there more enemies or something? I know, and this has become less of a thing as time has gone on, but sometimes games of this era would be like, oh, you want to play easy mode? Alright, and then just kind of screw you over by giving you, like, not letting you actually be able to finish the game, or something equally silly like that. Or, you know, pull a Doom and, like, have your face in a little bonnet, because it was, can I play, Daddy? Which is something that has aged like a fine wine over the years, as far as phrasings go. And here we see Vimbert about to go into his final life. Surely he'll not die this time. He's back down to the starting weapon, the worst one. You know, say what you will about the bow. At least gave you a two-directional shot. This one, it only goes once and it still has the projectile. And he's already taken a hit, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Absolutely pitiful, but he's managed to pick up a bonus life. So his suffering may continue. And a wolf comes along to end his entire career. But he goes again, just like in hardcore World of Warcraft. And once again, we ready go. Truly, a classic testament to man's willingness to overcome the unknown, at least until his self-appointed time limit expires, and he moves on from this terrible shit to a game that people might possibly enjoy, like the classic Mary-Kate and Ashley, Crash Board, or some other such high-quality entertainment product. Incidentally, you can purchase entertainment products at the concession stand. Oh no, I didn't mean to go in here. I mean, Vimbert didn't mean to go in here. Jump to the left first thing. There's a hidden chest on the left side in the first pillar if you double jump. Fascinating. I shall have to try that. We continue. Eight stages. Actually 16 if you account for the twist. Alright, so double jump. Oh, nice. Okay, well, getting the bow back is not bad. I guess those little guys are just points. Really hating that enemies can walk through obstacles. That's some shit. Ah, but the upgraded armor. Now I have homing shots until I inevitably take a hit and begin to die once more. But, you know, it comes with the territory. Thank you, Anti-Hero, for that voice redeem. One of the few things I remember. Well, I appreciate it. I'm fighting for my fucking life out here. Destroy the Popo. The Popo? I like combined Pupper and Doggo for some reason. Oh, but I can only have one set of projectiles on. Ooh! Is this another hit because I have a shield? Maybe? Copium? This game is a brutal asshole. Yep, and not in the fun way. Well, maybe in the fun way. I could see this as like, this is probably one of the games that I would never have the patience to play on my own initiative, because I would not have the... Damn it. I would not have the patience required to, like, attain the level of mastery that the game wants for me to succeed at it. You can block one projectile with the shield. Neat. Whatever spell that has weapon is tied to it. Okay. The bow spell seemed pretty good, at least. So how do... There we go. Not crazy about the lance, but... The bow I feel like is kind of bad. Unless you can get upgrades, and I don't want to bank on me having upgrades. Because inevitably I will take a hit, and I'll be stuck with the worst version of the bow. So... Thought I could clear him. Alright, just jumped right into death. Spell summons a dragon. Sounds pretty sick. Is the dagger like the lance? The starting weapon, the one I've got now? I guess I could see that as a dagger. Oh, it's smaller. Okay. Interesting. Hopefully I'll come across it at some point. Die, doggo, die! No. Sorry, Bo. It's not me, it's you. She-Ra Princesses with Power fans when shipping. Oh, this is dangerous. Okay. Was worried I was just gonna get gangbanged by the Zombo and the dog. Stop spawning right in front of me. You douchebags. Damn it, Fisk, get down from up there. Can throw like 3 at a time. That I would enjoy. Do a little more spray and pray action. This feels like a boss fight. You're just supposed to know that? Oh. We go again. I mean, I guess it's cool that the stage changes, but, you know, maybe if it... Hey! Oh. Oh, yeah. I never want to use another weapon. In its base form, this is the best weapon I've had. This is much better. Oh, it's close to the checkpoint. Okay. So I'm making progress, at least. I choose the glass half fullness. I am getting better. Slowly. Incrementally. Maybe by the time half hour is up, I'll manage to beat the first stage. That was my stated goal. Yeah, these daggers are sick. Damn it. Oh yeah. I can just spam the button and just watch things die. Much more preferable. Ooh, the arc is a little bit of a problem with fire snakes. I'd still take the dagger over any other weapon I've tried so far, though. Like, the torch was good. I think that'd be my second favorite. For sure. Bow is good if fully upgraded, otherwise... Nah, fuck that. I just like the ability to, like, spam attack. I mean, part of it is just the increased projectile limit, but... Hey! Now we're talking. Ooh! Yes, this I like the look of. Laser daggers! We Phantasy Star now. Damn it. 100% on me. I ain't even gonna give the game a hard time for that. That was just me being... No! The bastard man! He turned me into a baby? Oh, okay. It does wear off. Good. Okay, so Bastard Man is not death. It's just probably going to lead to death if Bastard Man shows up. That's... fine. I'll take a debuff over... death. Everyone enjoying the Level 1 podcast? Where we just play Level 1 for 30 minutes? Somebody's probably done something similar to that. They just play the first level or section of a bunch of games in a row. You could honestly make a kind of Shuffle Saturday format out of it. I mean, that's kind of what these streams end up being when I get a game like this that I'm not good at, or is particularly difficult, because I will trot it out for the thousandth time. Everyone get your bingo cards ready. I am an RPG and visual novel gamer. This genre is not exactly my forte. I believed in the daggers too much. Alas and alack, I say. Alas and alack. Okay, it is just... For some reason I thought your message was like, you have to double jump off the pillar, then double jump to the left. Okay. Please be armor and not Bastard Man. Yeah! Okay. Hopefully I can get more than, like, 2 seconds with the laser daggers. No, it is me, so... who can say? It's me, 10 seconds from now, losing the armor. Yeah! Give me that shield! Okay, dragon? Oh. Okay, not quite yet. Man, it's brutal, but this doesn't get... Well, I guess it can block a projectile, but, like, not just a hit from collision. Damage. I just gave up there. You could hear it. I just gave up when I lost my armor. Just straight up, I was like, well, this is death. And then the game was like, well, let's fulfill that prophecy. Now, those chests there seem to only give weapons, and, like, I don't think I'm gonna find one that I like better than the dagger, so... Though if it does force spawn the treasure chest on the pillar, it's probably still worth it. Raw, yeah. Laser daggers are pretty cool. They just need to not be a I am astonished. That didn't count as a hit. No. Okay. Damn it. Man. This starts with basically the same basic premise as, like, the original Dragon Quest. Imagine if Dragon Quest was like this. My gaming life would have gone very differently. God, I don't know when I'll ever find the time. Maybe after, like, Pokeboomers is gone and done forever. I just need to play a goddamn Dragon Quest game on stream. I talk about it so much. I would just have fear that, like, those are so long that people would, like, get bored by the end. But I don't know. I could bust out one of the ones I haven't played. Okay. Oh, God. I think the pillar was safe. Or no, where there's an item is safe. How do you avoid that? Is the wave just always a hit? I thought I died last time because I ended up where the stage just became water. But I was where there was still a platform because there was an item there. How? Do you just need to have armor when you reach that point? That's insane. That can't be the case. There's no way that can be the case. Right? There's gotta be, like... If I had iframes on, like, my jump or something, then maybe I could be like... Maybe I jump into the wave and that stops me from taking damage? But... Brain no compute. Oh well, this game is known for being hard. I guess it wouldn't be a 16-bit game with that kind of a reputation if it didn't have some unfair tricks up its sleeve like that. Die, doggo. Nope, that will kill me. So that. All of a sudden I can't shoot through that for whatever reason. Very well, game. Wait, now I can? Okay, that pillar is only... Whatever, the dog's dead. It doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so new theory. I just run... Nope. Jumping into it didn't... How do you not die there? Jumping into it didn't work. Do I have to be standing on the pillar, maybe? Like, sometimes playing these older games that I haven't played before feels like I'm having to do, like, video game archaeology to piece together how to play the games properly without a manual, but... Outside of, like, maybe the Mummy Game Boy Color game that I played, I can't think of, like, a better example. There's probably better examples out there on one of the Shuffle streams. I've done so many, but... For the moment, this feels like the best example of that thing that happens. I don't quite know what to call it. But with only 2 minutes left, will I think of the perfect way to call it what it is? Will I think of the proper term? Definition? Words? Will I remember how to English? It is questionable. A reminder that your streamer is a native English speaker. English sometimes just doesn't work in brain of humans. Because this language is dumb and silly. And I admit that as a native speaker. I have nothing but pity to anyone who tries to learn it as a second language. Because English has knocked out so many languages and dialects and back alleys and gone through the pockets for loose grammar and words, I don't know how you would make sense of it all as a logical set of rules. It is the pillar. Okay. That's it. Well, I solved the mystery of the wave, at least. And I guess that's something. We're like 30 seconds shy, but I'm just gonna call it good since I died there. This is Shuffle Saturday, where we play a different game every 30 minutes. We're gonna move on from Super Ghouls and Ghosts. If we came in during that, I'm gonna roll a random game on this Fortune Cookie Shuffler out of a pool of around 1,600, and whatever game comes up. Why is the music not playing? Okay, it is playing. It's just way quieter because I got used to that game. Whatever comes up is what I'll play for the next 30 minutes. If you don't like what comes up, hit !veto, and I'll skip it and go for something else. Next up shall be Warlocked for the Game Boy Color. The name of this game is familiar to me, but I can't think of exactly what is. RTS strategy? The Game Boy Color? Really? Okay. Alright, well, I will get that loaded up in a few. RTS strategy on Game Boy Color? Really? Oh, you heard it. There we go. Alright, 30 minutes on the clock. Let's play some Warlocked. Ezreal's Castle on the Ice Plains. Size is a little... No, size is great, actually. My brave knights, the enemy is at the door. Now is our darkest hour. Oh, the text is getting cut off. Hang on, I'll fix it. Have courage and steel yourselves for the battle that lies ahead. My army of clones, the clone army of the Republic. I see a tower, dark and twisted, beyond the Fire Mountains. Stately Wayne Manor. Guarded by a dragon's gaze. Our foe, Chief Zog, awaits us. Man, why can't I play as Chief Zog? Now summon the wizards and let battle commence. Storm Whiz. Wind Whiz. How are those two different? Ice Whiz. Elven Whiz. Okay. My name is Vimbert. Armies? Show army stock, manage armies, check code? Oh, okay, that must be like a password. Manage armies. Wave 1? Show army stocks? Okay, I guess I just have nothing. Not much for... Hint review. That could be helpful. When you collect hints of the game, you can review them from here. Okay, great. I can play as Chief Zog. Alright, let's go defeat that goddamn ice castle. Flesh Farms. Chief Zog commands you to build 3 garrison tents. Farms. To putrefy meat for the troops. Gold and fuel must also be stockpiled for the war effort. You have been assigned a goblin work gang to carry out all manual labor. Alright, goblin. Get that scroll. Your workers can break rocks to gather fuel. They'll take it back to the main hall and return for more. So it's Warcraft style? I'm into it. Oh, I still have the goblins selected. Oh yeah, go mine that mountain. Zug zug. How do I swap? Ah! Okay, you need gold and fuel to train units and build things. Units also need farms to provide a food supply. I love the deep-fried voices. Y'all know I love them. Areas marked question mark are unexplored. Send out scouts to reveal the terrain. You could be missing something. Alright, I'll have you also work on mining. This worker can be my scout. Is fire bad? Ooh, yes! Get the treasure for me, peon. You found a treasure chest. 200 bonus gold. Okay, good. They're just working on mining. I feel like this is going to become very difficult without, like, a mini-map or something. What that? Oh wait, hang on. Actually get that scroll. A mine! Your workers will dig for gold and carry the loot to your main hall. Sweet. Right, what did I actually need to do? Carrion tents, farms. So how do I build? Oh, chat tracker died. I'm sorry. I haven't meant to ignore you guys. A little longer because one of my dogs choked on his food. Oh. This is Warlock, Nate. Hope your dog's alright now. Which appears to be Game Boy Color Warcraft? Which is kind of wild. And yeah, you didn't, you just missed me dying on the first level of Super Ghouls and Ghosts for like 30 minutes. It's a cool little volcano. To make the selected worker's build, choose an empty site and tap the B button, and use left or right to pick a building type. Okay. So we need to build a farm. Yeah, don't you need to deliver the money? Okay, so they're working. I don't know why I had to manually command that guy to... Whatever. Build another farm. Farm builder. Oh my god, this guy isn't working on building. Yeah, build the farms. Come on, that's what we're doing here. Quickly was... Oh, yeah. I imagine that would freak out the poor thing a little bit. He can build the... Never mind, I can't build anything. I must need more... somethings. Rock, maybe? And you can... continue mining. You can mine these mountains. I guess I mine rocks instead of chop wood. You know, otherwise Blizzard was gonna sue somebody. Probably. Also, I'm so pleased that I can play as the bad guys. Ah, perfect. Build the last farm, farm builder. Oh, and that's a little progress bar. Okay. Honestly, the UI kind of works for this sort of game. That's mission complete, right? Golden fuel. Breed carrion tents, farms to putrefy meat for the troops. Yeah. I did the thing he wanted me to do. I guess I'll set him to mining? Because I'm unsure what else the game wants from me. Maybe I just have to collect everything from the map to prove that, like, okay. The game's like, okay, the player knows what to do. Or maybe... Maybe there's another tutorial scroll I need to find. Come on, goblins. Hey, nice. Give. 200 gold. Zug zug. Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. I didn't play a whole lot of Warcraft, but I love the sillier things that your units would say. When it came to RTS, it was more about Command and Conquer, Tiberian Sun in particular. For whatever reason, that just hit right for me. Oh, I built another goblin. Okay. Can we do that again? Oh, that's what that... Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, there's no option to, like, declare victory, right? Start wizard info? I have no wizards. But I have found both secrets, which seems good. Maybe I need to build another farm? I'm just gonna start building things. Because I feel like I've done what the game wanted me to do? And I'm unsure why the game is continuing. So I'm just gonna start doing things and seeing what happens. We must build more farms! That looks cool. What's it do? Meanwhile, you can mine more rocks. You can turn more rocks into smaller rocks. I assume this is like a defense tower? Seems like it. Oh, I thought he was gonna, like, work at the farm. Build another farm? Question mark? Oh, hey. Here we go. That looks like more of a warrior type. Dang, wish I could hear any of the little jacked up voice lines. Yeah, all the... Because that deploys units. This appears to be a farm. It said build 3 farms. I built like 6. But what can I do but keep building more farms? I guess? You know what? We're gonna try stupid things now. Go fight the volcano. What do you mean you can't fight the volcano? Do you heal buildings? Be interesting if, like, my basic foot soldier had the ability to heal. Some kind of anti-paladin type unit. We're continuing to mine towards the... Okay, we have revealed everything. Yeah, I have no idea why the mission isn't ending. Because I believe I've done everything they wanted me to do? I don't know, go mine for gold. I guess it's time to just build a perfect little goblin village. We shall build a proud civilization here, on the ruins of the old. This land of fire and wrath, we make our stand. We build our empire. And you, my children, shall be the inheritors of it all. My proud, gross little goblin people. We shall take the riches of this land, and we shall live well. All under the watchful eye of General Orky McOrkerson. Do you do anything when I hit B? No, because that's build on the other units, but you just... seems to be moved, but more. I glitched the game somehow? Hit review. Need golden fuel. Units also need farms. Choose an empty site. Can break rocks to gather fuel. I am uncertain what you want of me, game. Orkman cannot mine for rock. Which is also fuel. Apparently. So, this kind of seems like it's bugged, right? So, maybe I'll try the Good Guys campaign. Maybe that will work. Oh, not Wizard Exchange. How did I forgot how I got playing as the bad guys. Swap. There it is. Okay. Harvest. Queen Azarel assigns you to build 3 farms to provide food for the army. You will mine gold and gather fuel for the war effort. A team of grunts have been placed at your command, carry out all manual labor. Oh, gather 100 fuel. Build 3 farms. Mine 500 gold. Okay, so it was probably something like that on the bad guy campaign. See, the humans chop down trees for fuel. That's a little more what I was expecting. So it's probably just getting a little overly ambitious on the bad guy campaign. Because I just needed to stockpile stuff. Where, oh where, is that gold mine? Okay. At least this map is a little more visually pleasing. Ah! Gold. We need gold. Oh my! Well, now we can just sit here and watch the little people work. It's very soothing. They go about their tasks, never stopping, never complaining. There are no farms to provide these poor workers with food, and yet they toil onwards. Truly inspiring. Truly inspiring. Oh, hell. Hey, you. Stop mining for fuel. That's right, there are other treasure chests out there that'll help me get to my goal a lot faster. Because I needed, what was it, 100 fuel and 500 gold? In addition to the farms, of course. I got my top 2 men on this gold mine situation, as they bravely carry heavy lumps of gold back to the home front. Then I can have this guy be the builder. And I've still got... yeah, this guy's still chopping down trees. Okay. is he? Where is he going? What are you doing? Oh, of course, you gotta go all the way there to chop down trees. How foolish of me. I apologize for doubting your professional wisdom. We only need 3 farms, so this time I'm not gonna build way more things than I need. And after I've got the 3rd one built, I can just send this guy out to find the other secret chest to help me reach my goal that much faster. I keep my other 2 gold men mining gold. And then I'm sure the rest of the missions will gradually walk me through. Can't believe I missed that little thing like, hey, here's what you need to do to actually win, you idiot. Not one of my finer moments. I kind of... Is this anything new? Hold down the... Oh, that is new. Hold down the A button to deselect the current selection. That could be handy. Could be. Yes. Render unto me the treasures of the earth. Delicious. Alright. Now start deforesting the area. For the good of the land, we must fight all the trees. The Ents have declared war on our kingdom. So we're taking preemptive revenge on their non-mobile brethren. Didn't you know the Queen is actually a Captain Planet villain? Now get to work fighting the Planeteers, soldier. We've got a little book club going in our Discord, where we vote on a book to read each month. And this month we're reading a book called, is it The Voyage of the Wager or just The Wager? Anyway, it's about a like historical naval expedition undertaken by the British in like sometime in the 1700s. And the book went into great detail about just like how much wood they had to use to like and how much land they had to clear of trees to build their, like, massive wooden warships of the day, and the whole time my heart was just, like, breaking. It was like, oh my god. So many trees that could just still be around. So many forests wasted. And they were cleared. Like, yeah, after a few months, the wood would be rotten, and they'd need to spend more wood to repair it, and like, oh my god. Well done, your workers completed the job. Party on, grunts. You know, definitely drinking root beer and not actual beer. Couldn't have that in this Christian game about warlocks. Your army has gained the following. Money and 4 peasants. Army training. Pleased with your work, Queen Azrael assigns you to build a barracks. Once completed, you will train a detachment of foot soldiers and clear the surrounding area of beast raiders. Use your fuel wisely. Building materials are scarce in this region. Wipe out the beasts! Okay, so I already have farm. Boy, there really isn't a whole lot of fuel. Train a new knight, tap the A button over a barracks, cost 100. Now, do I need fuel to build? I'm a little unclear what fuel is used for. Apparently I do, in fact, need it to build. I think he just hit me with an okay, master. Okay, so there's the enemy. Ah, there are some trees. The enemy has been spotted. Ready your axes, men! I'll set 2 of them to work on the trees, and 2 of them to work in the mines. I'll probably take the target an enemy and tap the A button. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm kind of lucky they don't seem too interested in attacking my dudes who are just pillaging this mine. So, you know, I'll take it. I'll take the hell out of it. I don't really go for RTS that much, even though I love strategy games. Something about the real-time aspect of it just adds a little bit of stress for me. There have been a few that I've enjoyed over the years, but I don't know, it's never the first thing I go for. I always want turn-based. I want to be able to carefully think through all my options, or like real-time strategy with like a pause button. Kind of, like, say, like Lords of Magic, if anyone's played that super old game. I think I need this one. That one's my jam. That's a real goddamn throwback. Yeah, train a dude. I think the deforestation squad's all over that. Just gotta wait to train some... There's a man's? I'll wait until I have 2 mans, and then... May as well do 3 mans. Because they're just letting me build up my strength. And I have no idea how powerful the average unit is, so I may as well just, like, completely outnumber them before I start to attack. In the meantime, my peasants bravely carry the material of war. Alright. No, you stay up there. It is time to kill! Not a bad movie from what I remember. Oh, no. Boy, this control scheme struggles just a little bit. Damn, look at that. Intense action! Nice. On to the next. Attack! It's knights versus furries, I guess. Because they did say beast raiders. Nice. Return a wizard to the temple to store it in your whiz list. I'm unsure how I get a new wizard. But let me train up another dude. Treasure chest! Figure there's gotta be more enemies over here or something. Aha! No. Fight the man who's killing you, please! You absolute cretins. Fresh Knight, back up your brothers! Yeah, more dudes over there. Okay. Deforestation Squad. You need to go over here. Select more than one unit. Oh, I can do a drag select. Ideal. Okay. Now, can you actually heal up your buddy? Okay, no. Okay, so let me deselect, and then... Ah! Okay, that's a little janky, but it kind of works. Now go forth and defeat the enemy! And again! My brave soldiers! Victory! Well, with only 2 minutes left, will I have the time to succeed in another game? Mission completed. You are victorious. Army has gained some money and 8 men. Tree of Evil. The Wizard of Jade Temple has been absent for too long. Scouts have returned from the northeast woods and report of beast guard towers around a huge dead tree. Signs of a beast lair. Queen Azaril orders you to mount a search for the missing wizard and destroy the beast's tree lair. Return wizard to temple. Destroy guard towers. Are you an archer or are you a healer? I legit can't tell. Also, you look slightly demonic. I'm sure that's fine. Okay, first step, we need to figure out where my boys go. Alright, there's a mine. There's where some of my boys will go. 2 of my boys, to be specific. And then... oh, okay. These boys get to work deforesting the place. And we shall build a good life for ourselves here. And I guess get around to handling that whole, beast lair problem. As we venture bravely into the unknown, I still don't understand what the shrines do. Something about wizards. Congratulations, you have located a 2-player map. You know, for all that link cable action. Okay, they are archers. Oh boy. Okay, our archer boys do not do well in melee. Oh boy. I guess that makes sense. But this is Shuffle Saturday, where we play a different game every 30 minutes. That's a little taste of Warlocked. I'm kind of impressed they fit an RTS onto the Game Boy Color. Little janky, but once I figured out what I was doing, it's perfectly fine. Like, you know, little kind of Warcraft style RTS. But let's see what's up next, shall we? I've been gulping water a bit, so I am going to take a fast break, run a quick prediction if you want to gamble your garlic coin, and then we'll see what's up for the next 30 minutes. It might be last game date. I'm going to play it by ear and see how I'm feeling at the end of this next game. If it's a visual novel, almost definitely. Still getting back into streaming, so I don't quite have the vocal fortitude, throatal fortitude, whatever. I can't ramble on for like 5 hours at a stretch with like no problem anymore. I'll get there. I'll get back there. But anyway, be right back for a super quick restroom break, then we'll roll next game. Okay, I return. Okay. Not many takers on the old game. Alright, that's fine. Next up, and possibly finally, for Shuffle Saturday tonight will be... Pokemon Red for the Game Boy. Not Pokemon Fire Red, Pokemon Red. In all its janky glory. Be the first time I've broken it out since, or no, I played blue version for Season 1 of Pokemooners, didn't I? It's vetoed anyway, as I suspected it might be. Okay, mark that off there. Instead of Pokemon, we will be playing... Wait, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog 4? That must be a Rapukin game. I know he's something of a Sonic man. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1 and Episode 2. Okay, alright, I'll get that downloaded. I never even heard of this. When did this come out? Sonic the Hedgehog... Ooh, reviews mixed. 2012? Really? Huh. Well, okay then. It was on the Wii originally. Interesting. Huh. Alright, well, quick download. Alright, I will boot up Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1. I do like me some, Sonic every once in a while. Hedgehog 4. Twitch, you gonna update your searches here? But just put in Sonic 4. Or my category updates could crash completely. Okay, never mind. There we go. It was like 10 seconds from being like, alright, never mind. Screw categories. People will figure it out. Okay. This is a game I for, so I will ask for patience. This screen usually works for PC. But let me toss this up just in case. Should probably do configure just in case. Will it allow for a gamepad? Oh, okay. It'll want, okay, that's fine. I can totally connect my Xbox controller. Shouldn't be too voice happy? Yeah, exactly. Okay, save settings and launch. Next question is it going to be weird about tabbing out? It is great. In theory, this will work. Why is it tiny? Ah, damn it. Okay. Hang on. I will get this. If I just go like that, and then like this, maybe, possibly. Okay, that's better. Okay, theoretically, this will fix once I make it the active window again. 30 minutes on the clock, let's play some Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Hey, there we go. New game. Splash Hill Zone. The adventure begins. Oh, okay, it's straight up just Green Hill Zone. At least so far. We going fast. Oh, okay. So B is my homing attack. Okay. Despite it being 2D, I got a homing attack. That's fine. Or maybe it's not the homing attack. Still getting the feel for this. I'll get there. It might be better to just... There we go. Oh. That wasn't quite supposed to work like that. I spent a lot of fun times in my youth playing Sonic 2 on good old Sega Smash Pack. Which is like a bunch of... I've talked about this before. A bunch of Genesis games that they like put on PC because Sega was kind of cool about that. I was also how I played Shining Force, which was my introduction to strategy RPGs. I never would have gotten on Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem, anything like that, or I might not have, were it not for good old Shining Force. You know, as a starter, as a beginner tactics RPG, it was pretty good, too. Because I knew RPGs, but, like, the whole tactical grid movement was completely alien to my young mind. It was like, so it's like an RPG, but you can, like, see everyone's HP and you, like, move around on the battlefield? My young mind simply could not comprehend it at the time. I had no idea what I was seeing. And of course, that was back in the times where I'd love to tell, like, my parents, my siblings, my friends, anyone, regardless of whether or not they played video games, about the video games I was playing. Which I think is kind of the essential, like, achievement unlocked, the story begins. The essential, like, instinct that led me to start streaming, because I can share this with you all. You can now play acts 1 to 3 in each zone. Oh, I can do them in any order? Intriguing. I'm gonna stick on... I'm gonna stay with the beginner level. High-speed athletics. I preferred to play as Tails in Sonic 2, though. I don't know why. I think I was just, like, obsessed with, like, the sidekick characters. Like, I felt like, oh, man, they never get, like, their fair shake. Like, I was one of those kids who actually liked playing as Luigi. Yes, we did exist. It was like, nah, Luigi's cool. Plus, like, Mario is boring. Well, Sonic is, like, less boring, I guess. But, I don't know, Luigi is like... I can't quite articulate what I'm trying to say, but, like, they have more room to have some fun with him, you know? As, like, a character. Kind of. In as much as there's characterization in Mario games. You know, they've got the whole thing where he can be, like, a coward, whereas Mario is... brave? I don't know, what... Ooh, that's an invincibility. Give me that. Or I'll proceed to completely waste it, because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Jump. Jump. Oh, okay. Just had to do a little air dash there, that's fine. So this lasts a really long time. Another invulnerability? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Just gonna let me go through this whole dang level with invincibility on, huh? I mean, that's, you know, if you want to, I guess. Special zone? No. I've got more than 50 rings, though. Is it 100 in this one to get the Chaos Emerald? Or the rules slightly different here? Oh. Oh, I needed to build up momentum there. That was dumb. Though, ironically, well... I think I did play Sonic 2 before Sonic Adventure 2. But Sonic Adventure 2 was really where it started to click for me. Because Sonic 2 was, like, great, but something about it, I couldn't quite, like, wrap my head around it. I would always get stuck at some point or other. I've not gone back to it as an adult. And I don't feel any particular need to. Like, I don't know, I'm sure I'd enjoy it, but... my taste is just not quite for 2D platformers anymore. Although if I'm gonna play a 2D platformer, I like something a little more in the Sonic style. I've mentioned this before. Like when I played Freedom Planet. That game clicks for me, because it's basically... I mean, it started its life as a Sonic fan game. You know, I just like being able to just blast through levels really quick. And just kind of be like... barely react to like, whoa, what's that thing in the distance? Oh, whatever, I'm over here now. I don't know. A bit ADD, it's true, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. God, I used to be way into the Sonic back in the day, to like an embarrassing degree. I read the old Archie comics, absolutely loved them. Sally Acorn's still the best. She was my girl. definitely didn't have any lasting impacts on my nature. Moving on. Oh, hang on. But I don't know, it was like, to my young brain, it was like, Mario seemed almost like a kiddie. And that was always kind of the thing that Sonic wanted to have going on, too. That was by design. They wanted him to have, like, a little more edge, be, like, a little cooler. And it worked for me. I was like, Mario's for babies. Whereas Sonic was, like, sometimes a little incomprehensible, but had neat things going on, like that Saturday morning cartoon that was, like, weirdly dark, where, like, you know, Dr. Robotnik had won, and he was trying to fight, like, you know, be a rebel. And also the... Is that big ring important? Should I have jumped into that? Eh. And, you know, also the very stupid cartoon with Scratch and Grounder. Although Mario had stuff like the RPGs, and I really liked the RPGs. Showdown with Dr. Eggman. Was that the special zone, maybe? To get the Chaos Emerald? Are we just... Okay, we are just straight up going old school. I love it. Where's the... I demand the classic music, Sega. How dare you deprive me of my nostalgia? In your 11 years old game made to sell me on nostalgia. 11 years old. Think about that. Pata! Pata! Achievement unlocked. Crush Dr. Eggman. Probably. I'm just not gonna worry about it. Just don't think 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 about it. Oh. Right, I need to hit the capsule. And release all the little creatures. The flickies and the rabbits, I guess. Oh wait, there is no more acts for this level, is there? Oh, Casino! Neon City adrift in the night. I loved the casino zone in Sonic 2. Because even at a young age, it was like, gambling, yay, fun! Again, no need to, no need to read too much into that. No need to read too much into that. But that, my love of gambling, I can't lay at the feet of Sonic. That was probably more like all those little Tiger Electronics type games where it would be like, you know, some little thing that would be battery operated and you could like play poker or blackjack or something. Hell yeah. That's part of what makes Twitch so fun for me as a viewer. When I can like gamble on something that whoever I'm watching is doing. I always appreciate a streamer who runs a lot of predictions. And it's probably the main reason why, like, I've thought about going to stream on YouTube a time or two, because, you know, I'm... Sometimes they say failed, but I'm a former YouTuber, and, you know, I think there are some things that it does better than Twitch, but you don't get them channel points. And I love those. And they always say that chat reflects the streamer, so... I figure some of y'all are going to be all about the gambling, too. Like Nate. Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, blackjack, too. As I've gotten older, I've gotten a deeper and deeper appreciation for, roulette. I have, like, a legit roulette system that I'd love to put into practice in real life one time, although I can't allow myself to because I legit have a gambling problem. But, like, you know, if I had the opportunity to, like, gamble in a casino without, like, with, you know, an adult, so to speak, watching me, ensuring I didn't waste too much money, I think it'd be really fun, and I think I could make it work, because, you see, the system relies on a series of bets that, like, they only pay out a third of the time, but when it hits so big that you theoretically make up for most of your losses. That's fair. Now when you say poker, do you mean like all poker or just Texas Hold'em? Because I think Texas Hold'em is still the one that's most popular, but I love me some good 5-card draw or wrap poker. If you're familiar with those, 5-card stud is just nonsense to me. Yeah, and Texas Hold'em is a perfectly good form of poker. I can see why it got popular, because there's a little more room for like strategy and the adjusting of bets. It's not my favorite kind of poker though. It's good, but like as a poker fan, it's not the one I want to play if I'm gonna play poker, but frequently if I get the chance in games or whatever, that's the kind of poker you're gonna find, because for whatever reason, that just got big right around the time when I was like a preteen. Just suddenly Texas Hold'em was everywhere. You had that World Series of Poker and all those other things. For a while, it felt like Omaha Hold'em was gonna try and make itself kind of a thing, but I feel like that fell out of favor pretty fast. I think most folks who I've mentioned it to, like, don't even know what Omaha Hold'em is, which is fair, because it's basically just Hold'em with slightly different rules. And it's not that different from Texas Hold'em, so people are probably going to reasonably say, well, why not just play Texas Hold'em? Which, like, alright, fair enough. I don't even remember how...
Oh, hey there. Did you roll episode 1 or episode 2 of Sonic 4?
Hey, Rebu. I actually just rolled. I only had it entered as Sonic 4, so I just went to episode 1. Also, welcome. Glad to have you, and thank you so much for the resub, dude. I appreciate you. Is episode 2, like, way better? Or vice versa? And missed the... Oh, god damn it, you're right! Yup. Maybe I should... It has a bit of a... Episode 1 has strange physics. I have been feeling that. Yeah, you know what? There's like 15 minutes left. Why don't I, like, kind of put the timer on hold and download episode 2 real fast? And so we can, like, split it in half between the two games. Since this is a U game at your recommendation. Episode 2, I assume, will also be a... Oh, it's a little bit bigger of a download, but shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, split and compare. I think that's sort of a neat approach. I hadn't even thought to do that, but you know what? Now we are. So here we are on black screen, everyone's favorite game. I suppose I should... I think there is a separate category. Yeah, episode 2. Ah, yeah, packing for Vegas. Yeah. Forgot you were taking that trip. Hope that's a good time, man. Are you going to do much gambling while you're there? Okay, it's got to install some DirectX thing from probably 2014 or whatever. Speaking of gambling, yeah. I've been to Vegas once myself, but it was only to visit my then long-distance internet boyfriend at a convention. And we just proceeded to ignore the convention and go on dates. Which honestly turned out pretty well. It was a good time. I recommend that. Lots of gambling, eat at restaurants my mom and I enjoyed last time, and seeing a show. Hell yeah. There's so many good opportunities to, like, see shows in Vegas that I think should really be the draw for most people. Your long-distance relationship, that tends to happen. Yep. Gamepad, please. Okay, save settings and launch. Hopefully this just works on OBS. OBS? OBS? Come on, don't... Oh, there we... Why is it like that? Give me a minute, I'll fix it. Tape face? Silent with... Oh, so does Tape Face just do, like, totally physical comedy? I've not heard of Tape Face, but I have huge respect for any performer who just does, like, purely physical comedy. One of my favorite comedy bits of all time is actually a bit from the Marx Brothers. There's a bit they do with a mirror where it's just totally silent, physical comedy, And it's so good. It's so hilarious. And it's in like a movie from like 1941 or something. Potentially looked up Nothing to Be Surprised. Mom highly recommends. Hell yeah. All right, well, the rest of the 15 minutes on the clock, let's check out episode 2, see what it has to offer. Sylvania Castle Zone, Act 1. Oh, this immediately looks much better. Hey, Tails, bring us in close, buddy. Onward to adventure! Or something. Yeah, that actually looks really good. Whoa! Oh god, what is the line in Adventure 2? Talk about your cheap flights. No in-flight, no snacks, no in-flight movie? I'm out of here. What are they trying to tell me with this? Right? Do it. Oh! Okay. I just was in slightly the wrong position for that. Got it. Maybe just because it's been hyped up for me, but this does feel a little bit better immediately. I think part of that's hello? No, hold on. What's over here? What's over here, game? Don't you fucking hide it from me. Okay, never mind. There's nothing over there. Never mind. Never mind. I'll stay to where I'm told. Oh, hell yeah! Carry us to glory, Tails! Oh, shit. Nice. It always seemed kind of silly to me, in games like Sonic 2, where it's Sonic and Tails both on the screen, that Tails could never, like, carry Sonic up on the level geometry. I mean, outside of, like, I think Sonic Spinball? Or there's one of the weird, like, Sonic pinball games where... Oops! Oh, no. No. Water bad, water bad. We need to go. Tails, we gotta go! No. I do not want to hear the drowning music. No. Yeah! Yeah, made it! Little bro, you can play Tomb. And see, I was talking about it, but before you came in, but when I played Sonic 2 as a lad, I would deliberately select the, like, only play as Tails mode that you could do in the options. Somehow I thought that was, like, the cooler way to play, because I was like, man, anyone can play as Sonic. I'm just gonna play as Tails. I don't think he, like, controlled any differently. But realistically, I probably should have been playing with the both of them at once, because Tails could help you out with additional hits on bosses and stuff like that. It was very convenient, from whatever. No, the ring! Oh, play the next act. Yes. Yes, please, game. Copter combo unlocked. Press X in midair. Wasn't I already doing that? Anyway. Onward to glory, and hopefully less missing the giant, obvious ring at the end of the stage this time. Ah, shit. Tails, get us out of here, buddy! Wow, Tails has got some stamina. Oh, no, that's not... Sorry, Tails, that's not what I meant. You're good. Oh, okay. I see. So the episode 1 must have been a port after the fact. I got it. I do not like water stages. Nobody likes the water stages. Oh, good. Air bubble. Now, what'll really make this game for me is if Tails can still die randomly to some nonsense that the AI makes him hit. That was funny in Sonic 2 when that would happen. No. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Bubble! Bubble! Okay. Oh, come on. Poor timing on that one. Give me that. Give me that. And we're back to this controlling better. Oh, no. I keep hitting X to do, like, homing attack. But that is not how this works. What exactly is the... I should, like, get this in my brain. Controls. Move spin jump is A or B. Okay. Okay. Crap. Crap. Well, here we are. Forced to take the low road once again. Onwards and upwards. Tails, carry us out of here! Okay. Away we go. Hey, Tails hit a baddie for me there. Nice. Oh, and he... Nice. Okay, now I can just copter up. Ow. Oh, they can still work on the underside. That's a little bit nasty. Okay. Huh? He can absolutely still die to nonsense. Slow and steady low road mentality. It's true. It's very true. I would prefer the fast and furious high road. I just keep screwing it up. Tails, I need that air bubble, not you. Onwards and upwards. Tails is like, Sonic, you're so fat. No. Damn it. Oh. It hurts. No, 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 not again, not again, not again, not again. Come on, buddy. Okay. Okay. Fuck. No. Oh, Sonic games. Truly one of the series of all time. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, there wasn't the ring this time. Probably because it took way too long to finish that level. Hung out underwater for just a little bit too long. Yeah, no time bonus whatsoever. I assume it's either that or, like, rings at the end. You can now play Sylvania Castle Zone Act 2. Okay. Great. Act 3. Well, this is not exactly an auspicious start. There we go. Oh, I thought those flowers did something. Because they were sparkling. Okay, see, like, diving... Eh? Oh, I need to... Do I need to do that on the ground? Oh! 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 Okay, that's awesome. Looks awkward as hell, but I dig it. It really is. It looks great, and like it's not... It's still... It has like a great marriage of like the classic and kind of the more 3D Sonic look, in my opinion. Because Sonic's a little bit like between his like 2D and like more adventure era designs. And you know, it's kind of like... Whoop. I don't know. It looks nice. I don't have enough of an aesthetic brain to like vocalize why I like it while I'm playing it, but it looks good. My brain light is nice. Carry me to glory. I mean, I think I remember hearing something like that, now that you mention that. That might be the case. Because I think I remember hearing from somebody, hell, it even may have been you, Repu, that, like, they were gonna do, like, 3 or 4 episodes, but then episode 1 ticked off a lot of people, so they were like, alright, episode 2, and we're good, we're done. How do I... Oh, thank you, Tails. I guess you were thick enough to just crush it. Big ups to Tails. Who just died. Good work, Tails. Oh man, this just makes me think I need to get back to Freedom Planet 2. I said I was going to play it on my own time after I was allowed to pick it for one of my own choices on a past shuffle, but then I haven't gotten back to it because I've been doing this hardcore World of Warcraft thing, and I've been playing the Advance Wars reboot. There's so many games, and I have a job now. Yeah, right? Well, I mean, I hear Frontiers is pretty good. I've yet to check it out, but, you know, I seem to be hearing, yeah, Frontiers was great. Longer than I usually do from the Sonic fandom. When inevitably a new game comes out and they're like, haha, Sonic's good again, suck it, haters! And then like a month later they're like, oh, actually never mind, this game wasn't that good. When are we gonna have good Sonic again? It's like an abusive relationship with the Sonic fandom, I swear. Like, I remember hearing that about Forces. Sonic Forces, of all games. I watched a Let's Play of that, and I was like, oh, that's, that ain't it, Chief. Tended to make a full trilogy, spent a lot of resources working episode 2 based on episode 1. Episode 2 didn't sell well enough. Had to work on Lost World for Wii U. I see. The old albatross of multiple projects. And I mean, fair enough. If they thought, like, people weren't into this, then they may as well keep going on what works. Oh! But with only a minute left, I completely lost track of time. Will we... You know what? I'll do the boss. I'll go a little beyond a minute. I'll do the boss. Or die to the boss. Then we'll move on to next and likely final game. Why don't I leave those ring monitors in place? In case I can collect them later. Yeah, there's a lot of Sonic stuff. I hear good things about Frontiers. Apparently Sonic Prime on Netflix was pretty good. I've heard good things about the IDW comics at various times. There's the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. There's, like, good fan stuff, like, you know, when the real-time fandom crew do, like, those funny Sonic... Wow, that looks... Huh. Okay, how do I kill it? That looks like a weak point. No? Ta-ta! Okay, gotta wait for it to become vulnerable. Good reception for colors and great reception for generations, so they shifted to 3D. No, that's fair. Yeah, Colors was one of the ones where I heard fairly universally great things about the game, though I never checked it out myself. I fell off the wagon real hard after, and I've told this story before, I bought, Shadow the Hedgehog for the PS2 at full price back in the day, and I was like, alright, maybe I'm just good on Sonic now. Maybe I don't need to buy Sonic anymore. Pillars were bait, a callback from a Sonic 2 boss in Aquatic Ruin. I know I've played that particular level before, but it's been so long since I played Sonic 2 that I do not recall that specifically, but, you know, I don't qualify as a hardcore Sonic fan anymore. Been a long time since I eagerly wait for the mail to arrive with my monthly issue of Archie Sonic days. Pillars shoot arrows and you can ride them to robot. Sounds vaguely familiar. Also, Eggman, are you gonna come down here so I can smack you? Oh wait, maybe I can copter up to it. Nope, that doesn't work. Oh shit, I don't have rings. Well, remember when I said I was gonna beat this boss or die to this boss? About that. So it kind of looks like I should be able to ride the tentacles up, but they've only ever dealt contact damage to me when I've tried to, like, get on them. Let me give it one more try. Like, maybe if I get beyond the tips. Eggman's like, ha-ha! Sonic, I have found the secret! I simply don't get into attack range! You miserable hedgehog! And Sonic's like, pretty sneaky, Doc. But you can't stay up there forever. Oh, but I can! Nah, homing attack tentacle is just death. Oh well. So that was a little taste of episode 1 and episode 2 of Sonic 4. So, yeah, episode 2 definitely seemed better. Episode 1 didn't seem bad, but yeah, I can totally see just from the little bits I played. I think I would... Episode 2 does feel a little better. But this is Shuffle Saturday, where we play a different game. This next game is probably going to be last game, so please don't be shy about your vetoes or any redeems you want to get in. If you're coming in, I've got around 1,600 different games loaded up into this little fortune cookie randomizer here. Whatever comes up, we'll play for the next 30 minutes, or even longer if someone encores. So next up shall be Lufia: The Ruins of Lore on the Game Boy Advance. I've had Lufia 2 for the SNES come up a few times. It seemed like a pretty good RPG with some twists. But Nate says no. Veto. Instead of Lufia, we shall go for Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition on Steam. How big is that download? That actually might be an executive level veto. No, that's like right on the cusp of what I would allow. Still, that's probably just gonna be character creation, realistically. Okay, there's a veto. I do really need to play Baldur's Gate 2 sometime. But first I need to beat the first Baldur's Gate. Okay, so no vetoes for anyone. Final game of the night shall be Blazion for the SNES. Yes, the Lost Evolution. You know, they were like, why do we need a second fire-type evolution for Eevee? Get rid of it. I have no idea what this is. I will get this loaded up soon. Yeah. Blazion, the Bio-Cyborg Challenge. Wait, have we played this before? Sounds vaguely familiar. Weirdly nostalgic, hell yeah. I remember that was kind of my experience playing the original. Like, it was at a friend's place, where it was more like a friends of friends, but I was, like, there for the weekend. For some reason I didn't remember, and, like, the kid wasn't that interested in like hanging out with me, and so I just played Baldur's Gate on his parents' computer. And then none of them liked it, so they're like, "Here, Vim, you want all 6 CD-ROMs to run this?" And I was like, "Heck yeah!" And I kept not figuring out how to play it, but I don't know, I had a good time. Wait, the Atlas SNES game? Okay, you have my attention. 30 minutes on the clock, let's check out Blazion. I didn't even know Atlas was active back in the day. We did? Okay. I'm sure I'll remember once we get into it. Oh, crap. I need to refresh real quick. Oh, yep. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Give me 1 minute here. Having that issue. Is it fixed? Okay, good. Okay, should be good now. Sorry about that. Blazion. Yeah! This is the one where you absorb, like, other ships. And I need to turn the game down. It seemed kind of standard till I told you that you could take the enemy robots over. Hell yeah. I'll absolutely have this be the final game. I am more than okay with this. Yeah, this game is fucking rad. Yeah, I think this was the first guy I could take over. Yes, give me, give me, give me. All right. Yes. The power. I continue to not be a fan of, like, how I can't, just hold the Y button down. Oh, wait, I can't. Yes, we have the power of Gundam. Oh shit, I think that just drained... Oh, that's cast from HP. Okay. Well, now I know for next life, because I remember this game not being easy. So it's probably going to take me a while to get back into the swing of it. Also, how is the volume for you guys? It's still kind of loud as fuck for me, but I turned it down on OBS, so hopefully it's okay. Let me know if I need to adjust. As always. Alright, and we're back down to basic, though I think I can... No, I can't duplicate that one. Sounds good? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Blazion! Man, I do love me a good shmup. One of these days I need to see if I can get, I've been thinking for a while. I have a decent number of PS2 games. If I could find a good... I just don't know about capturing off of not HDMI, because, you know, I've got the Retron for all the stuff I do on Shuffle, but I don't know about, like, from original PS2 hardware. But I've got a game, Castle Shikigami 2, that has some of the most hilariously bad English voice acting you could ever find. And it's, like, kind of a good shmup in its own right. I would kind of love to, like, stream that someday. Just so we could have a good laugh. I mean, I guess I could always, you know, sail the high seas for it. I do own a legit copy, so that makes it a little more palatable. I just don't know how well that'd run. Because you know me, never a single ROM on this stream. No sirree. Not once. Would never dream of it. Don't look at Pokeboomers. Who said that? And speaking of Pokeboomers, that is starting up soon. Once again, we got the Grand Prix tournament tomorrow, where it's a Pokemon Showdown match, Gen 5 OU, featuring myself, Avalen, and some members of the community duking it out for the grand prize of a Steam gift card or art commission, and lower prizes including the ability to name the streamer's starters. I may yet win the ability to name my own starter once again. We shall see. SD captures for less than $50. Powered splitter help brighten up the picture. I'm actually gonna write that down. USB 2. I will look into that, Repu. Thank you. I've just heard some things from, like, streamers that I watch that sounds like it can be kind of a nightmare. But if it's that cheap, I could probably do the troubleshooting. An alarm message. Confirm the High Energy Core. Release hyperdrive and return to normal drive mode. To get out of warp, set up destination in real time. Oh, God. That's right, the wall boss. Oh! That drum did go kind of hard. So is it the last one? Yes, it is. And... dodge, go hop! I failed at dodging. Is Old Faithful of GoldenEye speedrunners. I used it to stream Wii and N64. Nice. Okay, it should work decently well. Oh, shit. They did a heckin' bamboozle. Okay, still, I made it to the boss on my first run. That felt pretty good for having not touched this game in probably, like, a month? I don't know. Did this come up on Shuffle? I don't remember. But yeah, this is, man, weird old shmups. I love them. I love them dearly. Little outside my usual genre... Fuck my life. Little outside my usual genre wheelhouses, but... I enjoy them. Give! The power is mine! No, wait, what is it? I have the power! This game always makes me think of... I think it was called Metal Warriors? It's another game that came up once on Shuffle. It was like back in the early days. But it was like a Metroidvania with like mecha. It went so goddamn hard. And it had like a badly translated but super stylish looking like anime cutscenes in the 90s style. Like, oh my god, I geeked over it so hard. Might need to bring that back sometime, although I'm probably not good enough at the game to make it like, you know, a game I'm gonna stream all the way through. Gradius 2 and Zero Wing. Nice. Classics. Take off every zig for great justice. Everybody... No! I thought I had more health. Okay, it's fine. It's all practice. It's all practice. We still have the rockin' tunes. Let's see, what was another... Oh yeah, there was that, Tyrion 2000 that I played last week. It was another really good shmup. Though I think more than shmups, my loves are probably like twin-stick shooters. Is really what I prefer. Though there are some, I guess that's not universal, there are some twin-stick shooters like Binding of Isaac that I just absolutely loathe. Though, that one's, I guess, more in the rogue-like category than... It's just kind of twin-stick shooter in controls. It's not in terms of gameplay conceit. I wonder, do I need to deal the finishing blow with one of these missiles to be able to... That could be the thing. Because it would seem a little cruel that they'd only have one... Yeah, let me try just hitting these things with missiles. Never mind, that was a terrible decision. Not worth taking damage over. Unless, okay, no. The missile killed it and I didn't get a caught. I wasn't able to Kirby it. Curses and damnation! Come on, give me that over-the-top crawl. An alarm message. Confirm the high-energy core. Immediately change main reactor to hyperdrive. Release hyperdrive and return to normal drive mode to get out of warp. Set up destination in real time. Drums, take us away. Okay, gotta pay attention to the blinks. No, okay. My theory is not correct. You didn't clip me that time. Let's go hard. Yes! I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm beginning to believe. Oh, it's changing colors. This is a good sign. Come on. No hit boss kill. Let's go. Woo! Barely scraped by that one. Ooh, that's bad. This is risky, but I'm gonna get myself... No hit boss clear. No problem. Hell yeah. I don't know that I even beat the first stage the last time I played. Oh, yes, please. Oh my god, this is too much speed. That's too much speed for one man. So I'll get it again. Oh, I can phase out of reality. Ooh, that's a good special power. Very speedy. Too speedy. Yeah, that thing absolutely just gets me killed. Okay, does it? No! I continue on from the... Oh, that's so good! That's so good! That's so good. Give me that. Thank you. Yeah, those things just absolutely get me killed. I mean, they give me another hit, so they're valuable for that purpose, but... I think I'm just gonna leave well enough alone. Oh, you want a tango? You want a tango? Yes! Hadouken! 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 Or no, I guess this is more Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! I know it's just this absolute vibe of a track that's playing, but in my head it is only Guile's theme. Oh, I have infinite homing missiles. Oh, but only one on screen at a time. Okay. I can work with this. Yeah, this is a lot slower of a copy ability, but this is way more my style. I like this. This works for me. This works for me very much. This game is so sick. This is why I love Shuffle Saturday. And just, like, get exposed to these weird old games I got laying around that I might never bust out otherwise. That's the reason I started doing this, and I'm so glad I keep finding things that just bring me so much joy. And then, you know, there's the cursed Mary-Kate and Ashley shit. You gotta have the bad with the good. I mean, sure, this was one I'd played before, but... Crap. Pocket planning, it's not a joke. I would never imply it as such. I mean, you know, oh, I can't... Interesting. Like Agent Barbie. Yeah. I mean, Secret Agent Barbie Royal Jewels Mission is the second best Metal Gear game I've ever played. Please note that I have not played Metal Gear Rising. I do own it now. I keep waiting for it to show up on Shuffle, but it hasn't yet. That's one where I've watched, like, multiple people play through it, including Avalon and Proton John, so I don't feel a particular need to, like, play through it in full in a stream series, because it wouldn't be blind. So that feels a little but... Is Metal Gear Solid... That's a damn good question. Remind me, Repu, and I will check the backloggery after Blazion is done. But I do have Resident Evil Game Boy Color on Shuffle, so maybe? I've got a lot of Game Boy shit. Which is, of course, why the meme is, Game Boy always wins. Boss time? Could it in fact be boss time? I'll just take a drink while we can just vibe. Hey y'all, this... Oh! Okay, that's unsettling. It's just like, you're just kind of like vibing for the longest time. And then all of a sudden it's like, surprise, jackass! Here's an evil red meteor! I wonder what the Blazion lore is. What's the reason we're fighting any of these things? Man, imagine if I can die. You know, that'd be... I was about to say, what if we could copy the meteor? Asteroid? Whatever. You know what? Nope. No. I should have known that, and I immediately... You know what? Just kill me. This run's already screwed. If I lost a life that early, I should just start over. Come at this fresh with another 2 lives. Okay. Let's try that again with less failure, shall we? Less immediate carelessness. According to backlogger, I do have Metal Gear Solid Game. Nice. Appreciate you checking. Ooh, yeah, I want the Sonic Boom mecha. We need that Rise of Lyric. Let's go. Yes! Earth sent a big army outside the solar system for conquest, but they came back with badass bio-cyborgs and took over the Earth. You're a rebel fighting back. Okay. Sounds cool. I mean, the subtitle is something like, what was it, the Bio-Android something? So, checks out. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Nate. Hell, I'm just happy to find somebody else who uses backloggery these days. I mean, sure, there are plenty of people who do it, but people that I'm, like, acquainted with in some way. A lot of the people I have on my backloggery, you might have noticed, haven't updated their backloggeries in, like, years. In fact, my buddy Ryan, who's been on the stream a few times, was like, oh yeah, the backloggery, I forgot about that until you started doing the streaming thing. And to be fair, I kind of had too. I just, was reminded... No, I lost it! I was reminded of it because that was how Proton John did his fortune cooking. I was like, hell, I could do that. You know, I don't own 16,000 games or whatever it is, but I got a nice little variety. Yeah, it can be easy to forget sometimes. But I don't know. It's neat to see your numbers. Because, you know, sometimes you can get that from Steam, but Steam isn't always the sum total. Ooh, that's not good, actually. I kind of need to do this one. Steam is not necessarily the, like, you know, sum total of the games you own. I'm primarily a PC gamer these days, so it'd probably, like, if I wanted to just sort out my Steam library, that'd be a good chunk of it. But it's not all of it. Granted, my numbers are a bit flawed in terms of tracking beat complete these days because Repu's library is diluting my unfinished numbers, but whatever. Sacrifice I make for the stream. It is in my completely selfless nature. Can I... that was so dumb. That was pure greed, too. Played through a whole game before updating another, so it goes from unplayed to beaten. Yeah, I've done the same a time or 6. Or, like, I'll just... You know, I mean, I brought up John before. I don't have as many games as him, so my shelves are not quite as cluttered, but every once in a while I'll come across something and I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't on the backloggery, and I'll add it. Or there are a few carts I have where, like, they just don't work, despite my best efforts, so I don't add them. Evil asteroid! Face this down, Vimbert! Shoot at the turrets! Defeat the missiles! This kind of feels like it should have been the first boss and not the wall boss, because this feels so much more manageable to me. Like, maybe it has, like, a phase 2, where it gets a little more real. But just this is not bad. This I can handle all day, he said shortly before dying. We could do a PSO private server weekly co-op thing. Oh my god, yes, that would be so good. Get so absorbed it's all you do until you finish it. True. I mean, I think I've linked to you to the Athenia private servers that I'm on. I've got a good ROM set up there. Just gotta find time. That's always the problem, time. And Pokeboomers is about to start, so my free time will be at even more of a premium. But oh well, such is life, I suppose. That's a game that I think I could stream decently, like... He has been doing pretty well with this hardcore WoW series, but, like, I would be a little more interested in just doing, like, the PSO thing. Your heart exists in space, Leafy? I mean, I'm impressed, but... Maybe after Gen 6 can roll up a Phonome and we can do Friday nights? Hell yeah! I'd be into that, Rapu. The Senate. Yeah, we should, we should talk about that later, Rapu. I'd be totally into that. Maybe just both roll fresh characters. Just be the ranged crew. Me with the guns, you with the magic. Taking down little shitters in the forest. But, Leafy, have you seen the edits where it's just like, it's the I am the Senate, but almost every noun is the Senate? And so it leads to such, or no, it's the tale of Darth Plagueis, but almost every noun is the Senate. So it leads to gold mines like, he was said to be so wise and so powerful that he could use the Senate to influence the Senate. I'll try and find it and link it to you after stream if you have it. Okay, phase 2. Release hyperdrive and return to normal drive mode to get out of warp. Set up destination in real time. Oh, this is... I've heard this music before. Or I've heard something very similar to this music. Oh my god! They referenced this in Zero Ranger, didn't they? This is totally Zero Ranger. Oh my god, that's totally what it was. Yeah, absolute Zero Ranger vibes. My god, it's a game I need to buy. You could even be a cast if you... Ooh! You know what? I might take you up on that. Cast is interesting. I mean, I do like the gun mage, but mostly I like it just to be self-sufficient. If we're gonna be in a party anyway, I may as well just go all out on gun offense. And you know, I'm not gonna be a human ranger, a human male ranger. That'd just be lame. Da, da, da. I am vibing to this, man. God, this game's so fucking cool. Sorry, I try to keep my cursing to a minimum, but this game is such a goddamn vibe. Like, I just need to look up the OST to this and just, like, rock out to this when I'm, like, playing WoW or something. Oh. Oh, yeah, passive trap vision. Yeah, we synergize great. Did your COD friends tell you the tragedy of Darth Plagueis was? He was like, in case it's a sex thing. I mean, they've clearly only been listening to the Jedi. They didn't tell them the tale. We need to educate them, Leafy. It was just Revenge of the Fifth. Okay, I figured that's what you meant, Leafy, but I wasn't sure what to ask. Was the person playing Call of Duty or something? You know what? We only got 2 minutes left, but I'm gonna go until the... Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. I have been very foolish. No! Let me... Shit! Okay. We go until I die next. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Oh, yes, that's yes. Yes, that's yes. Give me my Kirby cop. Be power. That wasn't even time. We go again. We go again. We go again. We go again. Oh, that's all the same level. Man, that's... Damn, I thought I had at least hit a checkpoint or something. That's brutal. Man. Blazion don't mess around. They're like, listen, we probably only got like 6 stages. We're gonna get all the action we can out of what we got. I might honestly want to like wipe this OST for like background music, like particularly the man, this game's just so good. It robs me of the power of speech. I'm incoherent because I love this game so much. Oh yeah, Leafy, I can confirm. Repu is an Activision Blizzard employee. Anyway, on that positive note, oh, what was I going to look up? There was something I was going to... Oh, Metal Gear on Game Boy, which Nate checked. Thank you for that. So, that is going to bring an end to our stream and broadcast day here. For streams for the week ahead, Tuesday, I'm going to be probably wrapping up Fire Emblem, A Dark Lord, The Maiden of Light. So, Steam, if you're still around, Fire Emblem Tuesday, my friend. Wednesday, Fuga Melodies of Steel 2 is coming out, so I'm going to be streaming that until I absolutely have to fall asleep. Thursday and Friday, possibly Fuga 2 streams. Saturday is going to be Shuffle Saturday. And tomorrow, I will be appearing on the stream of Mr. Hugh Gaming at 2 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for a Pokemon Showdown tournament as the prelude to Season 6 of Pokeboomers, our Nuzlocke series that we do. I'll be competing with Avalon and some members of the community, and seeing how badly I get my butt kicked. Hey, you're welcome, Nate. Happy to hear it, man. And I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you, Nate, and thank you everyone watching for coming out. Spend a little bit of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it may be for you. If you're watching the VOD after the fact, I see you. I appreciate you. Hope it has brought you joy in some small way. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Looks like my buddies over at Play Together Stay Together are streaming some good old Vampire Survivors. So, if I can bring them up in the interface. Yes, we will give them a raid. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Leafy. Are you doing the announcing for us? I don't think you actually told me. Potentially come out as well to hear Leafy shoutcasting. He is aces at it. He's great. Yes, sir. All right. Leafy will be there as well, commentating with Hugh on the announcer table. All right, so that does it for me. Thank you again, everybody. My name is Vimbert. I'll see you around the internets.